Oh, it's a doggone great night for football here in Springfield, Missouri. We've got a Conference USA clash featuring two of the top backs in the conference, two former teammates. Shamari Lawrence now leading the Bears, looking for their third straight win against Keijon Owens, one of the top backs in the nation. Kickoff coming up. It's college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Geico. This evening, FIU on the road against Missouri State at Plaster Stadium here in Springfield, Missouri. Let's check out the latest Conference USA standings. The Bears of Missouri State just one game out of first place, and FIU trying to get back to 500. And with that, we say good evening. Jordan Cann alongside the statuesque Adam Brenneman. And Adam, big game for both these teams at this point in the season. FIU looking for the rare road conference victory. Missouri State looking for their third straight win.
You can feel how big this game is with both these programs turning a corner. FIU's playing with a lot of confidence under their new head coach, Willie Simmons. Missouri State's defense playing like one of the best in Conference USA. A win in a game like tonight can define where a program is headed.
And you talk about where this program is headed. It has followed Jacob Clark at the quarterback position, has Missouri State. Everything he's done over his career, put together one of the most impressive resumes in school history.
Clark's a mature, experienced quarterback, one of the best players to ever suit up for Missouri State. He had 3 touchdowns in a huge game last week. He's had a banged-up left knee, but had a gritty, tough performance in that game. He's a really good thrower of the football. When he's protected, man, he's one of the best in the conference.
One of the key matchups, the Missouri State defense, which has been playing lights out against one of the best rushers in the country, Keijon Owens for FIU. What do you want to see from him tonight?
Owens is one of the most explosive players in the country at running back. He can change the game anytime he touches the football. Man, averaging 7 yards every time he touches it. He's got balance, explosiveness, speed, and vision. Owens needs 20-plus touches to really get this FIU offense going.
Only back in the country with back-to-back 160-yard-plus games. Head coach for FIU in his first season, Willie Simmons, former quarterback at Clemson, formerly was at Duke, talked about his team just playing loose, having fun, being free out there as they are on the road in some chilly conditions this evening. And then for Missouri State, how about the job that Ryan Beard has done for them? Making the transition to FBS. Beard undefeated as a head coach in the month of October. What do you call him, Adam?
Mr. October. Like that one?
I've never heard it before, my friend. FIU won the toss. They have chosen to defer. As we mentioned, Missouri State, this would be their first ever home win against an FBS program, as Beard started off as the defensive coordinator from 2020 to 2022. And set to kick is Noah Grant. And I know, Adam, Mr. Brian Brenneman is in his chair ready to watch this one as this is brought out. And already a return near the 15-yard line, running into a pile of defenders. Ronell Johnson gave it an honest attempt, and that'll bring Missouri State onto the field for their first series.
Jacob Clark, the key for him is keeping him clean in the pocket. Missouri State's given up more sacks than any other team in Conference USA. You see Clark's numbers right there, 47 career touchdowns. When he has time, Clark can throw it all over the field with accuracy, with efficiency, but he can't be on the ground.
His running back, Shamari Lawrence, was at FIU last year. This was a big game for him, the coaching staff said. Clark gonna throw it, a toss to Robinson. Robinson sprints past the first down marker, and already positive yardage of 12 yards on that opening play.
Let's take a look at the Missouri State starting lineups on offense. The leader of the offensive line is Cash Hudson, the center, number 71. The player to watch is tight end Jaron Askren, number 88. He's quietly become one of the best red zone targets on this Missouri State team. He's long, athletic, in the red zone. Expect Askren to get some touches.
Askren with 2 catching touchdowns on the season to go along with 9 receptions. It's Askren in motion. Clark this time moving out of the pocket, sprinting to the sideline, and Clark going to pick up some nice yardage. And boy, Adam, he's moving so much better this week than he did last week.
And Clark there moves to his left, which is where he struggled last week. That left knee injury is what he's struggling with. See, Clark had Blackstrain wide open middle of the field. Blackstrain wanting the football, but I like the decision by Clark. Early in the game, it's not there. You don't see it, just take off and run.
Clark, a third straight pass attempt. Pocket collapsing. Clark trying to get out of there. No good. The FIU defensive front swarms him for a loss of 3 as the Panthers pounce on him.
Good sack by the FIU defense. As we take a look at the starting lineups for FIU, Johnny Chaney, number 0, big-time player at linebacker. Their nickel, number 27, Mr. Clark, is the heartbeat of their defense. He's aggressive, he's physical, disruptive, can cover, also a blitz off the edge. He's also on the all-name team, Jordan, Mr. Clark.
Oh, one of the best right there. 2nd and 13, the toss to Lawrence. He tries to get to the outside. He is drugged down. Excellent tackle there on the perimeter by Keegan Davis. Just a 1-yard gain, and now it's 3rd and long.
It's a really nice play here by Keegan Davis. Watch number 44, the right side of the screen, defensive end. Good job holding the perimeter with keeps his right arm free, which allows him to shed the block. Davis, 6'4", 250, tough to block on the perimeter. Nice play.
Ramon Green is the back now into the game. Now 3rd and 12. You wonder if FIU is going to bring pressure here. It's a 4-man rush. Clark steps up down the middle of the field, and it is broken up on the perimeter. Terrific coverage. Javion Celestine, one of the reserve corners, and that is going to bring the punt team out as FIU does their job defensively.
This is really good by Celestine. Watch him drive on this football and get the left hand in there to break up the pass. Barely gets a hand on it. Good instinctual play by the corner there, and good change of direction, allowing him to break it up. And that's a good start for this FIU defense that struggled at times this season to get a stop there on 3rd down.
I was looking for Tristan Gardner. 4th and 12 now. Stuart McDonald set to punt. Not much hang time on this one as it takes a negative bounce and checks up. I tell you what, I wish my approach shots looked that way on the golf course. That thing stopped on a dime. Just 26 yards right there. So not only does FIU get Missouri State off the field, they get some terrific starting positioning. FIU, their offense, takes the stage when we come back.
You've got the magic touch. It makes me glow so much.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Geico. Switch and save. Get more with Geico. By Verizon. And by Ram Trucks. Nothing's
We're back here in Springfield, Missouri at Missouri State, a program that made the jump up to FBS this year. And Adam, we've had a chance to call a couple of these games for programs over the last couple of years that have made this leap. This defense will be tested by Kewan Jenkins, though, in his 3rd year as the starter for FIU. You saw the completion numbers. He'll pass it on their very first play. Wants to go deep over the top, and a little too strong. Was looking for Kyle McNeil. So they swing for the fences on the opening pitch.
Take a look at this route by McNeil. I like the call, first play of the game, to go play action. McNeil, the big long receiver on the outside with the hitch and go. A little bit of a hold there by Dunbar, defensive back for Missouri State. I think it's a good no call first play of the game.
You think that's a no call when he tugs on the jersey and he just missed the catch at the end?
You got to let him play a little bit to start this game out, Jordan. You're a receiver.
I was a receiver.
You want that call all day.
I feel like on double moves, if there's any jersey being held, that's a flag. Either way, it's a nice pass across the middle. It is caught for a 1st down, and a flag does come out, though, near the quarterback as JoJo Stone with the catch.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 55, with contact to the head. 15-yard penalty from the end of the play. Automatic 1st down.
That's against Ahmad Poole. It's an 11-yard gain. Tack on 15 more.
Yeah, there's Poole on the inside, middle of the screen. He's got that left arm, hits the head of Jenkins, and I understand what they're trying to do there, protecting the quarterback, but it's just soft. That's just what it is. I mean, it's not a tough hit. He taps the quarterback's head, and the rule is you can't make contact to the quarterback's head when he's defenseless and throwing the football. I know why they call it. I don't like the call, Jordan.
Would you say let him play then in that situation?
Yeah, you should.
Jenkins again, play action. It breaks down, ball comes out. It's on the turf. Oh, the Bears pounce scooped up by Poole, who just had the flag thrown. So Poole able to make up for his mistake earlier.
It's a great disruptive play by this Missouri State defense. Watch Poole, 55, comes in with his left hand, knocks the ball out of Jenkins' hand. Great job using your hands as a defensive lineman swatting at the football. It looked like Jenkins just lost control of it, but a heads-up play by Poole to get on top of it.
Chilly conditions out here this evening, around 48 degrees. It's been windy, so Jenkins with a costly turnover here in the first quarter. That's one thing that Coach Simmons discussed, is we have to make sure we don't have these self-induced errors. That was certainly one there, and now Missouri State has a chance to capitalize with the ball at midfield. Lawrence is the back. The give to Lawrence, met again at the line of scrimmage. A game of about one, as we now take a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by Carvana. What do you got for us here, Adam?
Well, for FIU, Owens has to touch the ball 20-plus times. They also need to force a takeaway on defense. They didn't get a takeaway the last game against Kennesaw. It's the reason they lost. For Missouri State, they got to protect Jacob Clark. Keep him off the ground. He's a little bit banged up, needs to stay healthy. For Missouri State's defense, got to limit FIU to 3 or less explosive plays.
Clark back to pass. This time trying to find an avenue to get away. He is forced to the sideline. Takes a hard spill. It was Percy Courtney that got a hand on him. No gain, and now 3rd and long once more.
It's a good play by this FIU defense on the coverage on the back end. No one's open. You have no receivers. And I like how they're playing off coverage, because you know Clark isn't going to beat you with his legs. He's a little bit banged up, not moving as smoothly as he normally would. So you keep everything in front of you and rally to the football.
Hey, Adam, credit the secondary so far for FIU. Clark has not been able to get to his first or second reads. As we now get to 3rd and 9, it's Green is the back, as Clark now wants to change things at the line of scrimmage.
Ronell Johnson's been the star player for this Missouri State offense as of last week.
Had the key catch in overtime in that victory over New Mexico State. Clark this time looking for Johnson. It's tapped all over it again. We highlighted this secondary. Mr. Clark to you with a hand on it.
This is a solid play by Mr. Clark. Watch how he drives on this football for the nickel position and gets a hand on it to knock it away. That's high football IQ, Jordan, because you have a decision to make as a defensive back. Are you going to let it play and play the receiver, or go try to knock the ball down in the air? Good decision by Clark.
Saquon Jean-Pierre back to receive for FIU. Stuart McDonald getting set for his second punt, and so far this Missouri State offense a little stuck in the mud. McDonald, much better kick this time around. Jean-Pierre can't handle it. Oh, it's on the ground again. What a gift for the Bears. They get their paws all over it. Ball security has been an issue already in the first quarter. Jean-Pierre had to make up some ground and couldn't handle the punt in these cold conditions.
And they're not just cold conditions, it's wet down there as well. We were on the field pregame. It's slippery, been raining all day here in Springfield. That means it's a wet football. Got to secure the punt, get underneath it with both of your hands. Missouri State with another huge play in this game. Now, Jordan, got to establish a run game here if you're Missouri State. Got to be able to move the line of scrimmage and help your quarterback Jacob Clark out with that ground game.
So far they haven't had a run for more than 1 yard. Clark, quick throw, this time to the outside. Skips off the turf. No luck there as he was looking for Blackstream. Take a look at this offensive line. For Missouri State, we highlighted some of these players. Cash Hudson, the center. Mark Hutchinson at the left guard, arguably their best offensive lineman. He might move over to center in some situations, but right now their job is to make sure that Clark has enough time in the pocket to go through his progressions. Pressure coming. Clark, it's deflected at the line of scrimmage. So already FIU has gotten their hand on 3 different passes here in the first quarter.
And I think if you're Missouri State here, as you see the deflection by the defensive line, if you're Missouri State, first and second down, 2 passes right now. You're establishing no physicality at the line of scrimmage. You're not helping your quarterback at all. Now you're in 3rd down and 10 in a tough spot on 3rd and long. I would have liked to see him establish the run game and be able to get near the 1st down marker before you get to 3rd and long.
Empty backfield, a lot of traffic at the line of scrimmage. FIU brings pressure right in the face of Clark. Has to chuck it up, somehow caught. What a recovery. Jamarie Robinson made himself available. And how about the poise of Clark with a rusher right in his face?
The heads-up play by Clark, knowing he's getting cover 0, backpedaling just enough. Watch the all-out blitz here. You got 6 guys rushing at the line of scrimmage, so he knows he has one-on-one coverage, just has to give his receiver a chance. Great play by Jacob Clark. You can see the veteran prowess of the quarterback.
Tonight's Red Zone is brought to you by Verizon. Robinson now the 17th Bear to eclipse 100 career catches. It's Johnson in motion. They go to the ground. Lawrence gets a little bit of a push, but once again met by that Panther defensive front. 3-yard gain.
And this is the area of the field where Jaron Askren has become a go-to target for Missouri State. I talked about him in the starting lineups. Big, long target. Got to be a guy you look to in play action here on 2nd down and medium, and Jacob Clark loves to go to him.
They've got both tight ends, Askren and Hip, on the right side of the formation right now. Askren on the outside. Lawrence is the back, 2nd and 7. They go to Lawrence once again. All sorts of ground. And there's a flag that comes in as Lawrence waltz into the end zone. We'll take a closer look at this. FIU thinks it might have been a hold.
Yeah, I think we're going to get holding on the left tackle. On those outside runs, Jordan, sometimes the offensive lineman can hold on too long when the running back's out to the perimeter.
And you've been in those situations as a tight end as we get the call.
Holding, offense, number 51. 10-yard penalty for the previous spot. Repeat 2nd down.
That's Reed Brotherton with the explanation. As you said, it's so hard when to tie and to let go of that block.
And there's 51 on the left side of the screen. Watch him hold on at the last second there with that left arm. It's close. You got to let go a second earlier because you're on an island there. The ref, the officials can see you easily, and that's a call they make a lot here. Now tough position, 2nd down and 17. That's a big call in this game.
Critical penalties in the red zone as well too. So 2nd and 17. Lawrence is the back, changes some of the play calling here. Is now they've got about 5 seconds left on the play clock. Johnson in motion. Clark sets up. Clark to the end zone, going for it, can't get it, but more laundry on the field as that was a tightly contested catch. He's looking for Ronell Johnson in the corner of the end zone.
Josiah McGrew, the freshman safety, on the coverage. I think they're going to get him for holding on this. Jordan possibly gets his pass interference holding call you wanted early in the game.
It's not every time, right? But as a former receiver, it's most of the time. So far, a bit of a sloppy game, though, Adam. We've got 2 fumbles by FIU. We've got multiple flags by Missouri State as both these teams just trying to find their footing right now.
2 fouls in the play, both by the defense. Holding, number 23. That penalty is declined. Pass interference, number 23. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic 1st down.
Holding and pass interference. It means you held before the ball was in the air, then you pass interfered once the ball was in the air, and that's it right there. McGrew never turns around to play the football. You got to at least turn around, play the ball, try to knock it out of the air. It's a good call by the officials.
The true freshman has been solid this year with 3 interceptions, but you see some of the inexperience right there on that play. And now it's an automatic 1st down, 1st and goal here from the 3 for the Bears.
I think you keep the ball on the ground here and try to establish some physicality in this game.
They give it to Lawrence right through the middle for the first score. Shamari Lawrence, against his former team, walks right into the end zone, and Missouri State goes up first.
This is really nice by the Missouri State offensive line. On first down and goal, everyone knows you're going to run the football. Watch the movement they got at the line of scrimmage. Good block there by the right guard who came around. That's Curtis, and a really good run by Shamari Lawrence against his former team.
Third rushing touchdown of the season. Yusuf Obi, the extra point, it's good. And Missouri State, off of the muffed punt, gives them some perfect real estate, and then that would eventually lead to the 3-yard rush from Shamari Lawrence as the Bears capitalizing at home. Welcome back, 7-0 Missouri State after the Shamari Lawrence touchdown with 8:49 left here in the first quarter. Well, it's career day in the Kent family.
Okay.
That's the theme. I'm surprised someone like yourself not going around trying to get some candy.
Yeah,
Either way,
I should be trick-or-treating.
it was a gift for Missouri State after the muff punt, and now an honest return this time from Saquon Jean-Pierre. He's got some room. Jean-Pierre, a flag comes in though. So a penalty-laden first quarter continues as another infraction is whistled.
And another self-inflicted wound here for FIU after a huge return. I think they're going to get holding on maybe 43 on the return.
During the return, holding, receiving team number 7. 10-yard penalty to the spot of the foul. 1st and 10, FIU.
It's against Celestine, and now for this, make it McNeil on the special team. Celestine number 7 on defense. FIU, this offense, 3 plays, just -1 yard and 2 turnovers so far in this first quarter.
FIU's got to establish the run game with their star running back, Kejon Owens, right here. When he's rolling, this FIU offense can control the game, control time of possession. They lead Conference USA in time of possession for that reason. Have to establish the line of scrimmage in the run right here on this drive.
Kewan Jenkins, the Miami native, won 3 state titles, and another flag comes in. Lots of yellow on the field right now.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. It's 1st down. Game clock operator. Thank you for fixing the game clock.
False start there on the left guard. It looked like that's Antonio Tripp, I believe. Buchanan, actually, the left guard, just flinches before the snap, and again, another self-inflicted wound. That's going to be a theme for FIU. To win this game, they got to eliminate the penalties and hold on to the football, cannot turn it over again.
3 penalties for 30 yards already. Just trying to get out of their own way and get some momentum going. The give to Owens. Can't find anything. A lot of physicality from that defensive front. Just a 1-yard gain.
Let's take a look at the FIU starting lineups. This is an offensive line that's got length. Their left tackle, Davis, is 6'7". Michelle, 6'6", at the right tackle spot. The guy to watch is Alex Perry at wide receiver. He's the guy they lean on in critical moments. He's a big body wideout, 6'5", strong hands, and a true mismatch against the smaller defensive backs.
2nd and 14. Jenkins, quick strike, finds Stone. Stone picks up some yardage. Gain of 11, and that'll make this 3rd down manageable.
Here's the Missouri State defensive starting lineups. And my favorite player on this team maybe is Devon Townley, number 17. He's such a good edge rusher. Transferred from Penn State, was a 4-star recruit, had offers from every school in the country, and you can see why. He's so explosive, long, athletic, can get after the quarterback. And on this situation, 3rd down and 4, this is where he has to get home and make an impact on the quarterback.
They bring late pressure, 5-man rush. Jenkins keeps it himself, gets tripped up, will be stopped short. Looked to be some sort of miscommunication there. He only picks up 1 yard.
Great play by Thomas Anderson, the corner for Missouri State. Watch him at the top of the screen, come in from his corner spot and make a tackle in open space. Squares up like a linebacker and makes a stop on 3rd down. Anderson with 11 tackles last week, 10 of them solo. He's a physical corner.
That was just a bad snap. You saw it wide to the right. You couldn't get the exchange. They were going to go to the ground for Owens, and instead another self-induced error for FIU. And Trey Wilhoit will get his first punt of the game. And we have a timeout called by Missouri State in this situation. Thoughts on this timeout call right now?
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're looking at. Possibly we're worried about a fake on the punt and wanted to make sure they were lined up right. It was 4th down and 3, so.
And if you're FIU with nothing really working well right now, you might think about going for the fake, because it's not like Missouri State's offense has been very fluid.
You need some kind of momentum in this game.
You saw the conversation that Ryan Beard was having with Dylan Dixon. As you take a look at Willie Simmons, talked about the 7 F's of this football program for FIU. That's faith, fundamentals, fast start, strong finish, some fun, and being a family. And you see in 2023 the HBCU national champions when he was at Florida A&M, and then would move on to Duke to be an assistant coach. So after the timeout call, see what type of strategy is deployed. And how about this interesting situation? Your 2 gunners are on one side of the field here for FIU. At the top of your screen, they're going to motion. It is a fake. FIU trying a little razzle-dazzle. They pick up the first down. And how about that play call? With nothing working on offense, they go with the fake. It's a 12-yard gain and a fresh set of downs.
What a call by Willie Simmons. You need some momentum in this game, so why not bring your star receiver in motion? He starts right here. This is Stone. He's going to take the pitch after the motion from the up back. Good job using the speed to get on the edge. Look at the blocking by the punt team to execute that fake punt. What a gutsy call, and sometimes that's the momentum shift you need to get some confidence to your team. And I like the call even after the timeout. Jordan still went with it.
So FIU, is this the spark they need to get things going? Anderson in motion, Jenkins rolling to his left. He's pursued, just has to dump it away. Caleb Dietland, excellent job with a beat on Jenkins.
And right now, KJ Owens with only 1 carry in this ballgame. And that's why FIU's struggling on offense. Yes, it's the self-inflicted wounds, the turnovers, the penalties, but they got to establish a run game. And they're on 1st down. They go play action, throw the football for an incompletion. Got to establish KJ Owens and let your best player touch the football.
He averages 117 yards per game. 1 carry for 1 yard so far here in the first quarter. Now it's McNeil motioning over. 2nd and 10. They go to the air once more. Jenkins right to McNeil. Easy pass and catch. 6-yard gain will make it 3rd and 4.
It's a good, efficient throw by Jenkins in the pocket. When the ball gets out of his hand quickly, that's when he's at his best. Now 3rd down and 4 here. I'd expect FIU to be in 4-down territory if you pick up a couple yards. So you can still run the football here with KJ Owens, pick up a couple yards, then go for it on 4th down and short. But Willie Simmons showed us he's going to be aggressive in this game.
I've always felt on drives where you have a fake on special teams, you are committing to 4-down territory on that drive.
You can't punt it after this.
3rd and 4. Missouri State showing a man look. They go to Owens, finds some opening, and Owens met at midfield but picks up the first down after the 6-yard gain, and FIU starting to pick up some momentum, and they pick up the tempo also.
Man, watch Owens here. He actually beats the offensive lineman. He gets up right inside of it and beats the lineman there into the hole. Great job by Owens using the speed and the vision.
They go to the ground once more. Knocked out of bounds is Owens, but he's starting to find his groove, a 14-yard gain. And another flag comes in late, though.
His flag came in after the whistle blew. I think it could be a personal foul. Whichever way it goes, it's going to be a huge penalty.
Defense, that penalty is declined. Result of play, 1st down.
So now it's Missouri State with a few mistakes as well, too, as you're starting to see Owens establish his physicality.
Yeah, that flag came in after the play, Jordan, so I'm not sure the illegal substitution possibly had a player on the field running off as it started, but again, flag came in late, and after the 1st down, decided to decline it. It's the right call. A good job establishing this run game on this drive and getting some confidence to your offensive line.
Owens remains in the game. Anderson comes down in motion. We go to Owens once more. Can't find any opening. He is met in the backfield, drugged down for no gain. That'll make it 2nd and 10.
It's a good play by the Missouri State defensive line. Watch number 7, Westlock, make that play, sheds his block, uses those long arms at 6'4". The tackle can't quite stay on him. It's a good job stopping the run there on first down.
So we saw FIU change the pace up a little bit. Now they've slowed down. Number 1 in Conference USA in time of possession. Jenkins fakes it. This time rolling to his left, looking down the field. He's going to turn on the wheels. Jenkins has an opening sandwich by 2 defenders. A physical hit. One of those players there, Jared Lloyd, but a 13-yard QB run and keeper for another first down.
What I like about this play by Jenkins is the decisiveness. Watch how quickly he makes this decision. It's not there. I'm going to tuck it and run and pick up the first down and then finish this run with some physicality. When your quarterback can run it for a first down and takes hits like that and gets back up, boy, does it fire up your offense.
6 first downs, and you really do start to wonder, that fake punt putting some signs of life in FIU. Jenkins hangs on to it, a delayed fake. This time flings it to the outside. It's Perry with his first catch of the game. It's a 12-yard gain and yet another first down for the Panthers.
It's a good job by Jenkins on this play fake. Watch how long he rides this fake for. Holds it there for 3 full seconds. Good job by his offensive line of giving him time to stand there. Then Jenkins makes an accurate throw for the first down.
12th play of this drive coming. I do enjoy how long he held that football out in front of him right there.
The running back was already blocking someone. He was still holding it right there. But that's how much time the offensive line gave him to actually do that.
And they've really helped this offense settle down right now. 1st and 10. They gave to Owens, tripped up. Owens with a 6-yard gain, though, as this offensive line creating some openings for him now.
This offensive line for FIU is getting so much movement up front. Watch this offensive line. They're getting 4 or 5 yards down the field with this Missouri State D-line. That's a huge hole for Owens to run through. It's not an explosive run, but it's picking up 5 yards on first down. That's where you want to be as an offense.
2nd and 4 coming here. Owens remains in the game. Jenkins now under center. They give it to Owens once more. Drug from behind. Dietland had a beat on it. All over it. No gain, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Huge play by Dietland from his defensive end spot. Uses the speed to track down Owens in the backfield. Watch Dietland come flying through the screen here. 43. Nice play. Now huge 3rd down in this ball game. This is where FIU's like finding Alex Perry, number 4, their star receiver.
Keep in mind, it's 3rd and 4. They have to get to the 2-yard line, so they could still be short of the goal line yet. A fresh set of downs. Over the top, it's a touchdown for FIU. They go to Dallas Payne for the 6-yard touchdown, and they're an extra point away from tying this thing up.
It's a really good play call by Willie Simmons to get the tight end involved. Payne's on the right side of the screen. It's a good job standing in the pocket by Jenkins. Finds his tight ends, goes through his progressions. And Dallas Payne one-on-one with the linebacker. That's the matchup you want. Payne's been injured most of this season, comes back for this game. Huge play by the veteran tight end.
There's nothing that Adam Brenneman doesn't love more than a tight end touchdown. How about this drive? 14 plays, 80 yards, 7 minutes and 38 seconds. And the extra point is good for Noah Grant. So FIU had some tricks that led to a treat here. The fake punt sets up the rest of this monstrous drive, and the Panthers digging into the bag, able to tie this thing up here late in the first quarter. .33 games, and what we saw from FIU that drive off of the fake punt, they finally found their rhythm, finally found their momentum, and this was a team before that drive had 3 plays with -1 yards and 2 turnovers.
What a call by Willie Simmons on that fake punt. His team needed a spark, and this head coach delivered with the right play call at the right time, and a good job by FIU executing that call.
This one returned to about the 24-yard line, but how about the route by Dallas Payne here on his touchdown catch for FIU?
Watch Dallas Payne use the jiggle here at tight end. He's going to come in, break inside, then go right up the sideline on a little stick and go route. The jiggle by the big fella, that is a beautiful route and a nice job going up and getting the football. I love to see it. Dallas Payne with a hand injury all season can still catch. Nice play.
As we mentioned, that scoring drive was impressive. 14 plays, 80 yards, 7 minutes and 38 seconds. We've talked about FIU dominating time of possession, #1 in Conference USA now. How can Jacob Clark and this Missouri State offense respond? Play action, Clark setting up. Oh, he is crunched in the backfield. FIU all over him. Pick a number, they got to him. And how about Jermaine Carter getting the start tonight?
It's a strong play by Jermaine Carter from defensive tackle. Sheds 2 blocks immediately in the backfield. And now that's another example of Missouri State on first down, going into drop back, throwing the football, and now behind the sticks. Too many times in this game, Missouri State's been in second and third down and long and hasn't been able to establish that run game.
It was a 10-yard loss. Green is the back. They go to the air once more. Just a quick hitch to the outside. Quickly tackled, still short of the original line of scrimmage. But they go to Ronell Johnson for a 9-yard gain.
Now this is where third down and long, where FIU likes to go what's called drop 8, where you only rush 3 guys. Everyone else is in coverage to take everything away from Missouri State, because you know Jacob Clark isn't going to run the football.
It's the end of the first quarter. They'll have the break to think about it. Big third down coming down. But so far, Missouri State, FIU trading scores on this Wednesday evening. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Geico. 7 as they defeat Mississippi State. 3rd and 12 here, though. FIU defensively, what are you thinking here?
You got to play coverage. Just rush 3 or 4 guys. Everyone else playing coverage on the back end. Force Clark to throw it into traffic.
They rush 4, drop 7. Clark throws the crossing route, and it's going to be met immediately. Gardner not even close to the first down marker. How about Victor Evans coming up and making the play? No gain, and 4th down coming up for the Bears.
It's a good defensive call by Javon Dewitt, the defensive coordinator, just playing off coverage, keeping everything in front of you on 3rd down and long. And when you're playing a quarterback like Jacob Clark, you know he's probably not going to run the football. It allows you to play coverage like that and trust your defensive backs. Nice call by Javon Dewitt, who we see right there.
And there's Coach, as you mentioned, we can't say enough about this secondary. You might not see it a lot of times with Clark dropping back, but he has not had a clean look at his first or second option down the field. Oh, this punt is blocked. It's on the field, and FIU flips the scripts on special teams, and now the Panthers are in the red zone. The Panthers hunting for the football. They got an excellent rush. Shaborn Demp's on special teams, busting through the line.
Another huge special teams play in this game.
And that's Etienne also that gets a hand on it first, and then it was scooped up by his teammate.
Man, you think about the 2 plays in this game so far that have flipped it completely. The fake punt for FIU, then to come back and block the punt on Missouri State's next punt. It's a great job by Willie Simmons getting his guys ready for this moment.
Empty backfield for Jenkins. Pump fakes it, looking for the end zone. Oh, almost caught. Broken up, was looking for Verdugo, who's already had a score this year. The true freshman got open, but it was broken up on the other end. McGuire Neal coming over.
It's a nice play by McGuire Neal from his safety position on the tight end. He had him wide open. And Verdugo, as a big body tight end, you gotta catch that football, control it through the ground. You're big and physical. That's why they're throwing it up to you in that position.
Credit Neal for the extra physicality at the point of contact. That should have been 6 for FIU. They go to the ground, churning their legs, no luck. Met by this Bear defensive front. That was Carey for the 2-yard gain. And now it's 3rd and long in the red zone here. So for FIU, this is a bit of a gift of a possession here.
Yeah. Look, I think if I'm Willie Simmons, you get the 4th down and 3 or less, you're going for it here and saying, let's punch in another touchdown. You don't need to pick up all 8 yards right here. There's Dallas Payne in motion, who was the guy who made a play last possession out wide.
Jenkins looking to pass, looking for the end zone. It was intended for Perry. He got hung up on the route. Antonio Smith in the coverage. Now it's 4th and 8.
Yeah, now you got to kick the field goal because you got no yards on 3rd down.
So Noah Grant will come onto the field where he's 7 for 9. One more look here.
Yeah, Jenkins is looking for number 4, Alex Perry, his star wideout, on a little out and up play in the middle of the field. Nothing there. Good job by the Missouri State secondary in coverage.
You know, on those routes, you got to cross the face quickly and get to the end zone. You get hung up, it throws the timing off. 31-yard attempt here from Noah Grant from the right hash. We mentioned 7 of 9 on the year. Snap and holder good. Here's Grant. No good. So Missouri State dodges one. They get the punt blocked, and their defense able to force the miss, and FIU a huge lost opportunity there. So Missouri State still tied up with FIU. Noah Grant pushes this one wide left, and for Ryan Beard, loves what he's seeing.
Always got something up their sleeve. They are upset-minded, as you said, Jordan. Could be a great game on CBS.
We start to creep into November. That's when you start to see some madness. Missouri State will take over on their own 20-yard line. Jacob Clark, they've been pass-heavy on 1st down. They go to the ground. Lawrence trying to shed some tacklers, but FIU all over him. Stops him for no gain. So as we look at the Heisman Trophy race, giving your vote out to 5 quarterbacks. There are no tight ends. I'm disappointed.
Yeah, give it to Fernando Mendoza. If I had a vote right now, it's going to what Mendoza's done. The win against Oregon, the blowout against Illinois, but some other great quarterbacks in college football. What Diego Pavia's doing, reigniting Nashville and Vanderbilt, the big win against Missouri last week. A lot of good football being played, and college football is going to be chaotic down the stretch here, Jordan.
Pavia used to make his living in Conference USA for New Mexico State. Here's Clark, throws it, catch is made by Johnson, tries to get near that 1st down marker, but just a 6-yard gain will bring up 3rd down.
And the story for this Missouri State offense has been 1st down efficiency. Another time here on 1st down of this drive, got no yards, a short pickup on 2nd down. Again, now 3rd down and medium, where you don't want to be as a quarterback.
That was Sterling on the tackle. So 3rd and 4. Are you thinking ground here once again for Missouri State, or do you want to see Clark air it out?
Yeah, I think you got to establish the run right here, and you can still run it on 3rd and 4 because you have a great running back in Shamari Lawrence.
Instead, Clark loses his footing, stepping up, crossing route is caught, but it was shallow, and the tackle is made, and that's going to force 4th down. It was Robinson. Didn't get much depth on the route, just a 1-yard gain. Tackle made by Blades.
And Jamari Robinson has to get more depth as he's running this across the field on the crossing route. He runs it at about 2 yards. It's 3rd down and 4 or 5. You got to get more depth to help your quarterback out when he throws it, knowing you're picking up the 1st down. Credit FIU's defense, again, rallying to the football and making a tackle in open field on 3rd down.
We have had exciting punts between drops and blocks and fakes. This one pretty clean. Jean-Pierre calls for the fair catch. Maybe the first normal punt we've had all night long. It'll be FIU ball after the 50-yard punt when we come back. Just an incredibly inspirational story. That's Connor Lair ringing the bell after beating stage 4 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Not only did he beat it, he is back on the field and has played this year for Missouri State, and just a testament to the human spirit and the support of his teammates, as he has been an inspiration to everybody here at Missouri State. FIU here on offense with the carry, and that's again stopped by the defensive line for a 2-yard gain. But they talked about Connor Lair just being the exact type of player any coach wants to coach in their career, and everything he does so well for this team.
Yeah, Connor Lair is what Missouri State football is all about, and what Ryan Beard wants this program to be about. Just an awesome story. So glad Connor Lair is healthy and a big part of this Missouri State program. All these players look to him for confidence, for belief, and love him as a teammate.
He's got 3 catches for 14 yards and a touchdown this season. This time they go to the ground once more. Does FIU? It's Owens, tackled near the sideline, 3-yard gain, and third down coming up here.
Nice tackle in space by Antonio Smith, the safety from Missouri State. FIU had the perimeter on that run, the jet sweep. A good tackle. Now third down. FIU has had success getting Jenkins out of the pocket. I like when he's on the move. That's when he's at his best, with the threat to throw or run the football. Like to see him move the pocket here and make it easy throw.
4-man rush, the out, it's bobbled and caught. Sticking with it on the sideline. The catch is good for JoJo Stone, 10 yards and a first down.
Impressive catch here by JoJo Stone. See if he pulls this in. Good job bringing it in. Yeah, nice catch. The left hand tipping it to himself. Good job using the eyes, concentration to pull the catch in. Critical play on third down.
The 9th first down for FIU already in this half. The toss to Owens, slides. Tried to get his footing. We've seen a couple of players slip on this turf here, just a 2-yard gain. It is an interesting turf. It doesn't have that rubber pellet filling that you typically see in a lot of field turfs. It's more of a spongier turf, similar to what you saw in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, we were down there pregame on the field, and Jordan Kent was trying to run his pass routes and was slipping a little bit down there.
There was no running because my hamstrings are still intact right now, I'll tell you that much. 2nd and 8, we're starting to see a little bit more balance coming out from FIU, and Jenkins really composed at this moment. Owens is still the back. They toss it to Owens once more, has an opening on the perimeter. Quickly sealed off though. McGuire-Neal did a good job of clogging it. It's a 5-yard gain, brings up 3rd and short.
A nice job by the offensive line here. Jaleel Davis, the left tackle, running in space. Watch Davis come around here on the block. He's the lead blocker. It's a big fella at 6'7", running and making blocks on the linebacker level in the secondary, allowing Owens to come up inside. I like that play call and the misdirection for this FIU offense. I think here, Jordan, 3rd down and 3, you're close to 4-down territory. If you run the football here, you can come back and run it on 4th down. I keep the ball in Owens' hands right here.
3rd and 3. Stone in motion across the formation. They go to Owens once more. Little cut. Doesn't get much there, though. Quickly bottled up. Kanye Young in the reinforcements. Westlock again in the middle of things.
Yeah, if I'm Willie Simmons here, I've been aggressive all game so far. Went for it on 4th down, blocked a kick. You got to keep your offense on the field here on 4th down. It's a nice job by this Missouri State defense getting movement up front on 3rd down. So Missouri State's going to run their, or FIU's going to run their punt team. I think it's the wrong call, Jordan. You got to go for it on 4th and 2 near midfield.
I'm with you, especially with how well Jenkins has ran the ball in a couple of situations. But on 4th and 2, they're going to trust their defense. Missouri State, keep in mind, has only scored when they had a short field after a muffed punt. Their offense has struggled as Will Hoyt is set to kick, and we have a flag coming in.
Delay game. Kicking team. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Not the worst thing in that situation.
Yeah, not a big deal at all, going back 5 yards. But Willie Simmons thought about that, had the offense out there. That's why they got the delay of game, ran the punt team on late.
So 4th and 7 coming up. We've mentioned punting has been exciting here so far tonight. Will Hoyt, solid connection, deep kick. And this one is fielded, but then a flag comes in, some contact at the tail end there. Ronell Johnson making a nice catch after a 45-yard punt.
Yeah, that's going to be catch interference on FIU.
Kick catch interference. Kicking team number 4. 15-yard penalty. 1st and 10. Timeout in the field.
That's a big penalty right there for FIU that's trying to pin them back, and we talked about it. Do you go for it on 4th down? You get backed up, back-to-back flags, and now Missouri State, courtesy the special teams no-no, will get some solid field positioning when we come back. Still tied at 7 apiece with 7:12 left here in the first half in Springfield, Missouri. Well, coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report, we'll head back to our New York studio and join Brent Stover, Kevin Carter, Randy Cross, and Damian Harris. They'll break down the first half of our game, plus highlights of the rest of tonight's action, and look ahead to the weekend. It's all coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report. But going back to the decision on 4th and 2, you felt FIU should have gone for it in that situation.
Yeah, Willie Simmons should have gone for it near midfield, 4th and 2. It gives your offense confidence when you go for it on 4th and 2. It also hurts their confidence when you don't call it to go for it on 4th and 2. You got a veteran quarterback, and Kewan Jenkins got to keep the ball in his hands on 4th down.
Jacob Clark, this offense struggling, just 47 total yards in the first half. They go with the screen on the outside as Blackstrain that spins forward. 13-yard gain and a first down.
It's a nice play call by Nick Petrino, offensive coordinator for Missouri State. Offense is struggling to run the football, so you go screen pass out on the perimeter. You motion out your tight end, Askren, allow him to block in space, and that screen play is an extension of the run game. Good call by Petrino at the right time.
And Adam, it's a run game that's been struggling. Just 9 carries for 6 yards tonight. Play action. Clark again can't get to his first or second option. Lumbers forward for about a gain and a half. Yard and a half, mind you. And the tackle made by Johnny Chaney Jr.
Missouri State there went right back to the fake screen they ran the play before, trying to get a shot up the sideline. Another time, FIU secondary with great coverage on the back end. Right here, 2nd down and long. Missouri State's got to go back to the run game. Got to pick up 4 or 5 yards running the football with Shamari Lawrence right here.
He's in the backfield right now, 2nd and 8. They go to Lawrence, nice forward. One of the rare openings he has is there is a pile right around the FIU 48-yard line. 4-yard gain. Sets up 3rd down.
It's a good call here, running the football on 2nd down and long. Nice block by Askren, the tight end, again on the inside, number 88. Good push by the offensive line. And just picking up 4 yards there on 2nd down helps your offense a ton.
You think it's 4-down territory here for Missouri State?
You have to be. 4th down and 3 or less. You got to go for this. So again, could keep the ball on the ground here and run it with Lawrence.
The Bears have struggled on 3rd down all season long, just 1 of 5. The toss here, Lawrence spins forward, picks up the 1st down, and this has been the most consistent we've seen the Missouri State offense so far tonight.
This is a great call by Nick Petrino. Watch how Clark rolls out and is going to give a little shovel pass right here to Shamari Lawrence. It moves the pocket to the right. Lawrence comes right underneath, well executed by Jacob Clark, and a big pickup for a 1st down.
Yeah, nice concentration by Lawrence. Now 1st and 10 in FIU territory. 21 rush yards tonight and touchdown for Lawrence. Here's Clark, back to pass once more. Looking towards the sideline, double move, not biting on it at all. The secondary coverage, Victor Evans and company, they have been blanketing these receivers.
I don't love the shot call on 1st down in that situation. Again, have to establish the run game here. And Johnson's not open. That's Victor Evans, number 4 in coverage. He doesn't bite on it at all. There's never a chance there to get that explosive play. Instead, I'd rather see them run the ball early downs. When you get the 2nd and short, that's when you take the shot play down the field.
The last thing you want to do is force it in that situation when the DB doesn't bite on it either. A near interception for Clark. Instead, it's 2nd and 10. They give to Lawrence. Really nice hole. Lawrence, some move, some wiggle in the 2nd level. Oh, it's Shamari in the Show Me State. 41 yards for the touchdown.
Shamari Lawrence showing the explosiveness, but it's Jaron Askren that makes this happen. Watch the tight end come around and get the block in open field. Lawrence uses great vision right there to follow his tight end, make one safety miss, and you're off to the races. Lawrence has so much speed, great vision, awesome balance to run through contact, and a great start for this Missouri State offense.
Coming into this game against his former team as Missouri State takes a 7-point lead, Lawrence had just 2 touchdowns this entire season on the ground. Tonight in the first half, 2 scores, 6 plays, 68 yards, and Shamari Lawrence haunting the FIU defense. 14-7 Missouri State lead as the Bears growl back and take control of this game. Shamari Lawrence, 41-yard touchdown run. Before that, Missouri State had 11 carries for just 13 yards. It's his 4th rushing touchdown of the season. 2 tonight in the first half against his former team as he was with FIU last season. And really that drive, the offensive line figured out something because we saw some holes that were not there earlier in this game.
The offensive line from Missouri State got tons of movement. Cash Hudson, their star center, best offensive lineman on the team, did a great job that drive, pointing protections, pointing the mic on run plays, and opening up huge holes for Lawrence.
A couple of empty opportunities for this FIU offense. Keep in mind, they missed a field goal earlier, and then they had a 4th and 2 at about the 40-45-yard line. They decided to punt, had a 15-yard penalty after that, and Missouri State brought it down and scored.
And those coaching decisions, especially by Willie Simmons, are everything in this game. You decide to punt on 4th and 2. Then the punt only gains you a couple yards because of the penalty after the punt. You give up a long touchdown. Now, huge drive here for FIU and their quarterback Jenkins, the veteran. You got 4:30 left in this game. You love to score before half and eat up as much clock as possible on this drive. So you can play base offense right here, can run the football, and you're in base personnel if you're FIU.
FIU does get the second half kickoff as well, too. So the middle 8, as they call it, is huge. Jenkins, that one kind of fell down as he stumbles forward, nothing going there. So another essentially negative play on first down.
And nowhere to go here for Jenkins on the quarterback power read. It's a good job there by Devon Townley, number 17, staying home, so the handoff to the running back doesn't work, and Jenkins has to keep it himself. Another good stop by this front 7 for Missouri State.
And that was another off-target snap. Keep in mind, they had one earlier in this game where they couldn't get the handoff. That one was a little bit low, so you wonder with the ball handling. 2nd and 10. Jenkins fires, and McNeil bobbles, hangs on to it. That was precarious. 3-yard reception. But now it's 3rd and 7, just like that.
And we've seen a lot of issues with ball handling from the receivers, from Jenkins, who fumbled himself early in this game. Now in a throwing situation, I'd like to see Willie Simmons get Alex Perry involved. He's their star wideout. He's bottom of the screen. The best receiver they have. He's one-on-one, got a chance.
Perry with just 1 catch. Keep in mind, Missouri State, just a 22% rush rate, one of the lowest in college football. Deep down the field, you called it. They go right to Alex Perry. A clutch catch, 17 yards and a first down.
Really good route by Alex Perry on the 20-yard in route. That's a tough ball to catch as a receiver. Watch Perry right here. He pushes up, and a good job coming across back to the quarterback, being quarterback friendly right there. See how he throws it down right in front of the safety, uses the body to secure the catch.
A pinpoint throw by Jenkins. They go to Carey. He's running to the outside, stiff arm. 3-yard gain. Ran out of bounds near midfield. They haven't said much about Anthony Carey. They call him 1B to Keyshawn Owens, who's 1A. They feel Carey is just as explosive as Owens.
Yeah, Carey transfer from Georgia Tech. Really good player, tons of speed and athleticism. Now for FIU here, they can slow down a ton. You're near midfield, it's 2nd and 7, start chewing clock.
FIU with 3 timeouts also. So 2nd and 7. They go to the ground once more. Carey busting through the line. 3 more yards to make it 3rd manageable.
And let this go to the 2-minute timeout here.
2-minute timeout here in Springfield, Missouri. Critical drive for FIU. They try to punch it in right before half. Exciting game here as we wind down the first half. FIU driving, 2 minutes left. They've got all 3 timeouts in their pocket. They will also receive the second half kickoff here, Adam.
Yeah, 3rd down and 4 right here. If FIU gets the 4th and 2 or less, I think they should go for it. If not, you got to punt it because you don't want to give Missouri State a short field and give up a touchdown or field goal before half. Missouri State, if they're going to stop right here, got to bang a timeout right away and stop the clock to get the ball back for your offense.
3rd and 4. They went to the ground with Carey the last 2 plays. Keyshawn Owens, top 5 rusher in the nation, back on the field.
Jordan, I wouldn't hate to see them keep the ball on the ground here with KJ Owens. 3rd and 4. If it's 4th and 1, you can then go for it.
Oh, Jenkins can't handle it, has to throw it away. It's deflected. A disastrous play, and we've talked about the ball handling off of snaps. It's been subpar throughout the entire evening.
Well, Jenkins just can't handle this snap. And he throws it away. Clock stops for Missouri State. See, Jenkins trying to go in a play action, just get the ball in the flat. The play was there. If he called it, it wasn't a bad snap. It didn't look like Jenkins just couldn't hold on to it. Now Missouri State, or FIU, keeping the offense on the field for 4th down. Didn't go for it on 4th and 2 from a similar spot. I think they need to punt this football.
And this is a timeout. Missouri State. And thoughts on this timeout, because if you get the stop, now you only have one timeout.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Ryan Beard would take the timeout there. I mean, getting the stop's really important. If you really don't like the call you're in on defense, then you bang the timeout right there and say, we got to get a stop on 4th and 4, but you'd love to save that timeout. So when you get the stop, you have 2 in your pocket.
Anything you talk about in case you see a pooch punt here coming from Jenkins in a situation like this where you're just trying to get it behind the defense?
I think you're not really worried that much about the pooch punt. You're worried about giving up 4th and 4. So if I'm Ryan Beard, I'm telling my guys, they are going for it right now on 4th down. That's how we have to play. That's how we have to be aggressive. Willie Simmons being aggressive here. I think in this situation, midfield, 4th down and 4, that you got to punt this. You get the ball to start the second half. I don't think this is the right decision.
So they got 2 tight ends in the game. They shift formation. 4th and 4. Jenkins looking. Jenkins dumps it off. They complete it. How about Verdugo? A big-time catch for 14 yards, and it sets up a fresh set of downs.
When you have a quarterback like Jenkins, those decisions become the right decisions. Great job by Jenkins rolling out of the pocket, but keeping the eyes downfield to find an open receiver in scramble drill. And that's a true freshman, Verdugo, who's so athletic, talented, great feel in the open space on that play.
Carey is the back, tries to go off tackle. Dashes his way forward for a gain of 6. Less than 140 left here in the first half. FIU still sitting on those 3 timeouts.
Yeah, and if you're FIU here, you don't start to use your timeouts till you're under 1 minute on the clock. Once you're under 1 minute, you can start calling timeouts. Once you get a first down, you can run the football, and those timeouts allow you to keep your offense open.
The give to Owens, runs right into the pile, picks up about 2 yards. And now it's 3rd and 2.
Yeah, and the reason you're not using your timeouts right now if you're FIU is you don't want to give the ball back to Missouri State with more than a minute on the clock.
3rd and 2, and we saw Noah Grant miss a field goal from 31 earlier. Is this 4-down territory?
Yeah, I think it is, and you got to get Jenkins out of the pocket here, allow him to make a play.
They give it to the ground once more. It is Owens, tripped up, but picks up the first down. 52 seconds stoppage as they move the chains. And we have the timeout called by FIU. So we're going to step aside for 30 seconds with the Panthers nearing scoring position.
All right. Same thing?
Yup, this is our year.
You know, if getting AT&T's best deal on the new iPhone 17 Pro without needing the most expensive plan taught me anything, it's that switching things up can be a good call. So how about we try something that's timeless?
Oh yeah, good call. Ooh. Get the all-new iPhone 17 Pro on us. Designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet. Most expensive plan not required.
52 seconds left here in the first half. FIU with the ball on the Missouri State 25. They'll get the second half kickoff. They've got 2 timeouts. How much are you possibly running the ball in this situation when you look at timeouts and time on the clock?
You can definitely run the football here. When you have a star player like Owens, you want him touching the ball. If you don't get a first down, you call your next timeout after this play.
Here's Jenkins, drops back, looking towards the end zone. Perry the catch. Oh, it's a touchdown, FIU. Their ace receiver hauls in the 25-yard score.
It's a terrific catch by Alex Perry in traffic, defender all over him. Watch how good this throw is by Jenkins. In the pocket, in rhythm, good protection. That ball could not be more accurate. The nice finish by Alex Perry, doing a little dance in the end zone. That's strong hands, Jordan, finishing the catch through contact and through the ground.
11 plays, 75 yards, 3 minutes and 48 seconds. There is 44 seconds left on the clock here. Here is the extra point attempt to tie it up from Noah Grant. Straight through, so we got a tie ball game. In the waning minutes of the second quarter, and how about Jenkins, his performance? He's got 2 touchdowns, and keep in mind, a couple games ago, Adam, there was some chatter about possibly his job security being on the line. It won't be with throws like this.
Yeah, watch this one. It's a route by Alex Perry. He tries to cross the safety's face, and then comes right underneath. Watch how he gives him a little out route, comes right inside of him, and cuts the route short just enough to stay in front of the safety. You got to cut the safety off with your body, and Perry does that perfectly. But I can't say enough things about that throw. That is a tough throw to make in the middle of the field with a guy all over your receiver. If that ball is 2 feet to the left or the right, that's an incompletion. Instead, it's a deadly accurate throw.
And you pointed it out with Perry. You ran those routes where you're trying to cross the safety's face. If you get jammed up there, the timing's all thrown off. Credit Perry for being physical and still getting the edge to give a window for Jenkins. And now FIU, we talked about the middle 8, the last 4 of the second quarter and the first 4 coming up here in the third quarter. Now it's up to their defense to make sure Missouri State doesn't do anything special here.
Yeah, I think if you're Missouri State and Ryan Beard, you got to play aggressive. You're 44 seconds, you got 1 timeout left. Try to steal points before half here and at least get 3 on the board.
Robinson and Johnson are back to receive. Yusuf Obeid has a long of 49 yards on the season. Missouri State will have 1 timeout. This is a short kick. A chance to return it here for Missouri State. Not the worst field positioning at about the 28-yard line. The Bears will take over as Robinson returns the short kick.
Yeah, if you're Missouri State here, you got 1 timeout. You want to save that timeout for when you're going to run the field goal team on to kick it at the end of this half. So right here, it's first down or you got to get out of bounds. And the one key for Jacob Clark, you can't turn the football over and you can't take a sack. A sack would end this drive.
We've seen Clark struggle to find his first and second read quickly because of the secondary and their coverage for FIU. It's a 4-man rush. Clark looking towards the sideline. And a tiptoe catch. How about that? Walking the tightrope is Blackstrain for a 14-yard completion.
Spectacular catch by Blackstrain. Watch him get his feet in here. Yeah, that's got the toe down. Great concentration, knowing where you are. It looked like from that angle that he got the feet in.
And the officials are going to take a second look at this.
You know, it looked like, to me, Jordan, like he had that left foot down. Just taking another look at it. Great concentration, though, on the sideline of securing the catch and knowing where you are.
Also for Clark for feathering that ball over the defender. That's not an easy pass. Here it is. Now the question is that left foot on the white? It looks like from this angle, if I had to choose something, I think that initial foot's out of bounds.
But the question is that foot on the ground in that angle? From this shot, that looks like a catch. And the call on the field is a catch. Now, does he control it through the ground? There's the catch. That looks like the left foot's in. And does he control the ball through the ground? Yep, secured through the ground. If the foot's in, that's a catch. And from that angle, Jordan, that looks to me like a catch. I'm going with the call on the field standing here.
I'm over 40. I love talking about turf and grass. We mentioned this when we walk out there. This isn't the turf that has the rubber pellets that you can see those pellets kick up if someone's on the sideline when they're dragging a toe. Yeah. So you have to go visually whether or not you felt that toe was on or off the white line. Remember, if the toe touches any part of the white, it is out of bounds. Call on the field was completed catch. Blackstrain, who has really showed out over the last couple of games, getting some nice opportunities with the rest of this receiving core.
Former big-time recruit, transfer from Georgia Tech, had offers from every school in the country, and on that play you saw his athleticism, the body control on the sideline to fully extend like that while keeping your feet in bounds, or we'll find out if it was in bounds, in securing the football through the ground in contact with the strong hands.
I think this is one of those where the call on the field is what will stand. I feel his foot was out of bounds, but I don't know if there's enough there.
You usually go with the side of the receiver.
I normally do.
I'm not used to this from you. Like, first play of the game, you wanted a PI call.
I just have high standards for all of us receivers.
Now, if this call stands and it's a first down for Missouri State, they got to go another drop back and get a pass past the first down sticks.
They've spotted the ball back at the 28-yard line. So the officials are still over at the monitor. It appears they're going to rule that incomplete. He was out of bounds. Reed Brotherton will give us the explanation.
After review, the receiver's left foot was out of bounds. Therefore, it's an incomplete pass. The ball will be returned to the previous spot, where it'll be second down. Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 35 seconds, and it'll start on the snap.
So there was enough evidence. Here was the best look we had. There's the left foot, and it is on the white.
Is it?
I think it is. And I know I'm a receiver.
Yeah.
It's strange for me to say that against my fellow pass-catching brethren.
I think it was too close to overturn, but now Jacob Clark right back to the same thing. First down or out of bounds on this throw.
Green is the back, four-man rush for FIU. Clark slings it, long throw, skips off the turf. Had to cover a lot of air miles there as Gardner couldn't dig it out. It's now 3rd and 10.
That's a really tough throw to make. Hash to sideline, but Clark has the arm talent to make that throw. He had his receiver open for the first down. Would have been a big completion.
30 seconds remaining, 3rd and 10. And essentially, if they don't get it here, you figure Missouri State gonna punt. Clark, pocket collapsing, trying to step up, looking for a little bit of daylight. Clark eyeing the first down marker. Oh, he's going to gallop and get it as he scoots out of bounds. 15-yard run. How about that?
Yeah. What a clutch play by Jacob Clark. Look at the wheels on the quarterback. No one's used to him running the football like this with a banged up left knee. Great job by Clark identifying that the linebackers dropped out. That's what happens in 2 minutes. Linebackers drop into coverage in the open field. In the middle of the field opens up a ton. Great play.
21 seconds remaining. Clark standing tall in the pocket. Avoids the rush, has to throw it. The catch incomplete, which might have been good for Green. He looked to be short of the first down marker. Now 12 seconds remaining, 2nd and 10 from their own 42.
Yeah, it looked like Green almost caught this football. Good job by Clark here, getting out of the pocket, escapes pressure. Yeah, hits the ground before he gets to the running back. Incompletion's okay right there. Right here, you got to get past the sticks on first down. Got to get the field goal range. 12 seconds left. Could possibly run 2 plays. You still have the timeout in your pocket before you run the field goal, Timor.
You wonder if FIU will bring pressure. Nope, they drop 7, rush 4. They dump it off the check down to Green in this situation. Precious seconds ticking. Now just 4 seconds remaining. Missouri State trying to call timeout. They'll rule it at 3 seconds as it stands now, but now this is just going to be a Hail Mary attempt.
It's a bad decision by Jacob Clark. You don't want to make that throw right there where you only pick up a few yards and you stay in bounds. That has to be an incompletion. It has to be pushed past the sticks in a chunk play so you get in the field goal range.
Now you question, does Clark have the arm strength and the time in the pocket to get it down to the end zone, or will they just try to do a little hook and ladder magic? Because this is a long throw for him. We saw him on his last couple of throws, short to the sideline and short as he was scrambling out of the pocket. So it's 3rd and 5, 3 seconds remaining. Most likely the final play of the first half coming up here. And you see the FIU defense well spread.
Yeah, I think here, Jordan, you got to go hook and ladder. I'm not sure Clark can get it all the way there, and you don't want to risk a return on the interception.
3-man rush, that's what they're going to look for, hook and ladder. That's going to be just blown up as Johnson tackled immediately. That's the end of the first half. So FIU drives down the field to tie it up on their final possession, and they will take over to begin the second half. After the break, We'll head back to Brent Stover and the crew in our New York studio. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Geico. It was a spooky halftime show with the drones, and we are tied up at 14 apiece here in Springfield, Missouri. A little midweek Conference USA action. Jordan Kent alongside Adam Brenneman. And Adam, it was a frightening first half with miscues left and right by both these teams, but things finally settled down. Missouri State got their ground game going, and for FIU, they really found a rhythm passing the ball.
Yeah, for Missouri State, Shamari Lawrence averaging 7 yards a carry, and FIU quarterback Jenkins threw for 2 touchdowns despite his 1 turnover. He's really come on in the first half and played an impressive game. It started with the fumbled punt by FIU. Missouri State jumps on it. And Missouri State converting a few plays in this game. Jacob Clark has played a nice game despite struggling at times on offense. Shamari Lawrence playing against his former team, getting a touchdown.
And then the trickeration, the fake punt by FIU. They would go on to score on this drive. They go to the tight end, Payne. And then to the ground once more, Shamari Lawrence, a 41-yard gain. This was their most impressive drive of the game.
Yeah, Missouri State put it together on offense, got great movement at the line of scrimmage. Then at the end of the second half, Jenkins comes down and throws an absolute rope to his star receiver for a touchdown. Let's take a look at the first half stats. The story of the game has been the 2 turnovers for FIU, but the struggle has been capitalizing on those turnovers, as well as you can see the penalties in this game. FIU with 5 first half penalties.
Yeah, coming into this game, FIU had 0 turnovers over their last 2 games, and now the Panthers give them credit with about 4.5 minutes remaining in the first half. They went the distance of the field to score, and they will get the second half kickoff as well too. And you know, it's interesting when you look at Ryan Beard, head coach for Missouri State. They were undefeated in games in which they led at half, and so that lead evaporates because of FIU's drive, and now the Panthers get a chance to get the ball and possibly recapture the lead here. So that kick will be caught with the fair catch by Ross Fournette, and so Kewan Jenkins will step back onto the field, the 3-year starter, the local recruit, won 3 state titles. In this era of the transfer portal and everything we've seen, he has stuck it out at FIU and really wanted to make his name on the program, and he's helping do so with first half performances like this.
Yeah, Jenkins has been really efficient. He's taking care of the football, hasn't put it in harm's way, throwing the ball since his fumble early in this game. Right here on this drive to start the second half, this is where FIU can get into their time of possession offense, where they love running the football.
They go to the ground. It's Owens busting through tackles, gets to the second level. And a nice gain of 13 for him. Had 47 yards rushing coming into the second half, average 117, but another snap issue.
Almost a disaster to start this play. Heads up play by Jenkins to pick the ball up and still be able to hand it off to Owens. FIU has to clean up this ball security issues, the ball handling. But when you have mistakes like that and still can pick up a first down on the ground, it gives your offense a ton of momentum and juice.
That's Julius Pierce, who's played a lot of football. He's the graduate player at center. They do have Jaheim Buchanan at left guard that can also move to center. Nothing going for Owens here. He is caught in the backfield. As you see Townley Jr., you were high on him before the game.
Yeah, great play by Townley at his defensive end spot. The star defensive end, watch him right here, come inside, sheds the block from the tight end and makes a great play against the run. Everyone talks about Townley's pass rush abilities, but a really nice play there against the run, playing a physical job by the defensive end.
Carries the back for FIU. McNeil getting to his formation, coming in late. Play clock still at 10, lots of time. Wide splits at the bottom of your screen. Jenkins pirouettes out, dumps it off to Owens, and just met immediately. What a read on it by Christian Ford.
It's a great play by Ford from his spot in the secondary. Drives on this football with authority. It's one thing to see it, it's another to trust your eyes and make a play in open field like that.
And making that play on second down to now force 3rd and 15, putting a lot of pressure here on Jenkins in this offense.
Yeah, this is a situation where third down and long, this is where turnovers happen. So if I'm FIU, I think you got to hand the football off and live to play another down.
Just a three-man rush for the Bears. Jenkins stepping up, eyes downfield. He's going to use his legs. He won't be close, though. Picks up around 8 yards. And now, we'll actually give him 10 yards on that keeper. And out comes the punt team for FIU.
It's a really good effort here by Jenkins, trying to make something happen. Knows that his speed's the best weapon for this offense, doesn't quite pick it up. Sometimes going drop back like that on third down and 15 or 13, it really puts your quarterback in a tough spot where sometimes the turnovers happen. Nice job by Jenkins not turning it over. Reserve the right to punt in that situation.
Johnson back to receive. Will Hoyt to punt. Will Hoyt spiraling kick. Johnson fields it cleanly at the 13-yard line. 43 yards on the boot. And Missouri State does their part, forces the 3-and-out, and Jacob Clark and company will set up shop when we come back. The ring as a Super Bowl contender this season. But now we go to Jacob Clark, 10 of 18, 80 yards, 16 yards rushing, and you really want to see them establish the run with Lawrence on this drive.
Yeah, big drive from Missouri State. Your defense gets a stop to start the second half. Need to establish the run game here and put a complete drive together.
Hey, listen to you. They go to the ground, and Lawrence falls forward. 3-yard gain.
And this is about complementary football now for Missouri State. It's the next step for this Ryan Beard program. Your defense gets a stop. You gotta now believe in your quarterback, Jacob Clark, and put a drive together to really take over this ball game. You got the stop you needed.
We mentioned Missouri State making the leap up to Conference USA and FBS this year. Ryan Beard said the biggest adjustment, playing midweek games. We're starting to get used to them, but changing the weekly calendar. Now we see Clark under center, the toss back, and met immediately. Aginloye met Lawrence as soon as he tried to get past the line of scrimmage.
A nice play by Sterling as well. Sterling, the boundary safety. Watch top of the screen, 22 fly in here and make the play from that safety spot. It's a good run blitz call to bring the safety up to the line of scrimmage and make a stop there. Now 3rd down and 7. It's a situation where you gotta go to the air. I think Ronell Johnson, number 9, has been the guy in these situations they like to go to.
He motions across the formation. It's Clark. Pump fake. Clark trying to get away from trouble. Oh, look at the Bear lumber out of bounds. Still has some giddy up left in the legs. 11-yard gain and a 1st down.
Impressive play by Jacob Clark. He's such a tough, gritty quarterback. Watch how Clark in the pocket here feels it collapsing, takes off, sees it himself, then uses the wheels, and you can tell he's not running 100%. He's got that left knee injury, but he is battling through it. Nice play by Clark, Jordan.
Well, yeah, his last game against New Mexico State, he wasn't doing that last game. He was in a lot of pain. He's starting to turn things around a little bit. Clark scanning through his progressions, not going to get out of this one. Aginloye once again caps off any opportunity there. It's a 4-yard loss. Keegan Davis also in on the fun.
Yeah, great coverage on the back end by this FIU defense. Missouri State's trying to get a shot down the field. There's Ronell Johnson. There's nowhere to go. Jamarie Robinson's locked up. Makai Cope is locked up. Good job by this FIU secondary, who's really played well all game.
You've noticed these DBs have done a really nice job of just keeping a nice cushion and margin with these receivers. They're not getting beat on any double moves or anything.
And that's why here I think you got to go to a screen pass to loosen up these corners a little bit.
2nd and 15. They go to the ground trying to get through some trouble there. As we mentioned, the depth in the running back room for Missouri State. That's King Davis getting his first look of the game, and now you've got 3rd and long.
So many 3rd down and long situations for this Missouri State offense because they've gotten away from the run game. Only ran the ball a couple times on this drive, and they've been having success doing it.
3rd and 12. Clark airing it out, looking up top. I don't think his receiver was ready. What an unbelievable catch on the outside, though. It looked like Cope didn't even know where the ball was. He hauls that in, but a flag does come out. Stands as a 27-yard completion right now.
It's going to be offsides on the defense. It was a free play. High football IQ.
Defense number 44 was in the neutral zone at the snap. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, first down.
I got to take a look at this catch again here, Adam.
Yeah, really high football IQ play by Jacob Clark to know he has a free play.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
It looked like Makai Cope wasn't even sure they snapped the ball, but what a play. The body control, the strong hands to bring it in through the ground. Huge play by Makai Cope.
Are you serious? Unbelievable one-handed catch. He didn't even know the ball was coming his way. Here's Clark, first down. This time, easy completion to Blackstrain. Tackled right at the first down marker. They're going to move the chains.
Don't forget, that play by Cope was a third down play. Third down and long, the drive looked like it was about to be over. And then you come back on first down, and Jacob Clark now is in rhythm. Great throw on first down, in the pocket, delivers a strike for another first down.
Lawrence is the back, and Jacob Clark was staring at a 3rd and 12, and 2 straight completions has them in FIU territory.
Now this is where you got to go back to establishing the ground game on this drive. Got to get Lawrence involved.
Askren, the tight end, motions out wide. Clark instead going to throw it deep down the middle. Oh, what a catch again. Cope plucks it out of midair, runs inside the 10. The Bears are flying right now.
And another terrific catch by Makai Cope. We'll watch him on the in route here coming across the field. That's a really tough catch to make. When you're running full speed, it's a little bit of a high ball. Nice job securing the catch for the first down.
Tonight's Red Zone is brought to you by Verizon. And Makai Cope, the MVP of this drive so far. First and goal for Missouri State. They go to the ground, trying to dash between defenders is Lawrence. He dances forward for a 3-yard gain. Makes it 2nd and goal from the 7.
From the 7-yard line here, 2nd down. If you're Ryan Beard, I'm thinking, hey, we're in 4-down territory. We gotta punch this in and get a touchdown on this drive. After all the big plays that have happened on this drive, the momentum the offense has, have to punch this in the end zone.
That's the center, Cash Hudson, that is down right now. Will step aside at this moment as they tend to him.
Welcome back to Springfield. Got a tie ball game. Here's Cash Hudson, number 71. Got rolled up on middle of the screen at the center position before break. Hudson walked off with the trainers. He's best offensive lineman on this Missouri State team and playing really well on this huge drive to start the second half.
Logan Scrivener will come in, the redshirt freshman from St. Charles, Missouri, at the center position. So now 2nd and goal from their 8-yard line for Missouri State. And we've talked about going with the run, but they've got some red zone targets too.
Yeah, now you have a new center in the game as well right now. So ball security at a premium here. Snap has to be good. Ball handling cannot turn this football over.
They'll go out of the gun. Here's Clark with Lawrence behind him. Askren has been a threat in these situations. They fake it to Lawrence, looking for the corner of the end zone. It's caught. Brought in for the touchdown. For the 8-yard score, it's Jamarie Robinson, and the Bears storm back and take the lead. And Jacob Clark with that touchdown toss is the all-time leader in Missouri State history at 48 career touchdown passes.
What a play to break the record on. Nice call by Nick Petrino. Play action, rolls Clark out of the end zone, out of the pocket. A nice job by Robinson, back to the end zone, getting those feet down. Did he get him in? It looked like it from that angle, but it was close, Jordan.
They're going to take another look at this, and Adam, I wonder, did he have the football secured against his helmet before his toes went out of bounds?
Yeah, let's take a look at it here. There's Robinson. At what point does he secure the football? First securing it has happened. There's securing it. Does he control it to the ground? I think that's a touchdown from that angle. He secures it. It's a great angle, and look at it. Looks to me like he has possession while the foot is in bounds. And the ball is allowed to move, but it has to be secure at some point during that process.
I think you're right. He initially caught the ball with both feet in bounds. As he was adjusting the ball, his feet never touched out of bounds. He falls all the way to the ground after being inbound. So I think this is going to be ruled a catch. Look at me siding with the receiver.
Shocker. Absolutely shocking.
So here it is. He catches it here. Now here comes the bobble. Toes are still in bounds right
Toes
here.
in bounds, securing the football right there.
But look, the toes hit late out of bounds after he's already secured it.
This is the best shot at it. See right here, great shot by our camera crew. Feet are in bounds. The question is whether he secured it here. And to me, he has. He has secured that against his helmet. He secures it through the ground. That's a touchdown. And what a throw by
That
Jacob
last
Clark.
angle.
After
Here's the
review,
call.
the ruling of the field is upheld. It's a touchdown.
So it's touchdown number 2 on the season for Robinson. Career number 48 as a Missouri State Bear for Clark. As we mentioned, that's the new school record. And for both of them, most importantly, it's now a 6-point lead. But an impressive drive, their longest one of the evening, 86 yards. They chew up nearly 5.5 minutes of clock. And really some impressive throws and catches that entire drive.
Yeah.
Obed for the extra point. And it's good. So Missouri State leading by 7 here in the second half. Some highlight reel plays here in the second half.
Yeah, complimentary football by Missouri State. Get a stop on defense. Your star receiver, Makai Cope, makes a great play. Then Jacob Clark with a huge throw for the touchdown. Clark, the all-time leader in Missouri State history.
21-14 lead for Missouri State after the Jamarie Robinson touchdown catch. And how about Jacob Clark when you look at his career at Missouri State? Spooky good, as we like to say this time of year. Single season passing yards record holder, the completion percentage record holder, now the all-time career passing touchdowns.
You think about what Jacob Clark means to this Missouri State program. The quarterback, the star during this transition to FBS. And man, has he played well this season. And I love how he's playing through injury. And you see him, the toughness. He's gritty. He's playing out of the pocket, running the football, taking hits out there, Jordan. It's really impressive to watch.
Another short kick lands in no man's land. FIU just has to scoop it up, and they flop forward to the 25-yard line. But how about this Missouri State defense? They've been the best defensive unit by points since week 2.
And Missouri State's done such a good job up front. Their defensive line, their front 7 making plays. Devon Townley on the first play we saw, then the secondary making tackles in space. Got a huge stop to start the second half, which then led to the touchdown and the lead in this ball game. This is a huge, huge drive in this ball game right now. FIU has to put a drive together. Missouri State, if they can get a stop here, can take over the game.
Well, how about FIU? Coming into this game, they ranked 12th nationally in 20-plus yard rushes. They had 17 of them on the year. None so far tonight. So credit this Missouri State defense and Keyshawn Owens, who's averaging 117 yards per game at just 56 on the ground so far.
Yeah, if I'm Willie Simmons, I challenge my offensive line on the sideline before this drive. Have to get the run game going. Have to get the star running back KJ Owens going on this drive right here.
Instead, they roll out looking down the field. It's McNeil wide open. He is ushered out of bounds. Terrific play design for an 18-yard completion.
Nice play action, play call by Willie Simmons. McNeil starts across the formation and goes on the over route. Good feel by the receiver to feel where the zone is, slow down the route right there to be quarterback friendly and allow for the first down completion.
Third catch of the night for McNeil. Jenkins' numbers, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns. Payne, the tight end, in motion. Jenkins keeps it, avoids a tackler, finally brought down by Westlock after the 4-yard gain.
It's a good read here by Jenkins. It's a run-pass option. He's reading this defensive end. Once the DN crashes, he pulls it himself. See Westlock, number 7, come inside. So Jenkins says, I'll take that myself, but then That's Kanye Young, the linebacker, who steps in and makes the play after Weslock crashes inside.
2nd and 6. Jenkins slips it outside. It's Anderson, avoids some traffic. Finally, pinballed out of bounds, but a first down after a 12-yard gain on the screen.
It's a good screen play on the outside. That's really an extension of this FIU run game. Get the ball out quickly, good accurate throw that allows Anderson to run after the catch. Nice move by Anderson. After contact, juke it inside a little bit and pick up a first down.
And now that is Jenkins that is down right now, being tended to by the training staff. Doesn't appear to be in too much discomfort. I think he just needs to catch his breath for a moment here.
Man, Jenkins, such an important piece of this FIU program, means so much to them. He's their confidence, the leader on offense. Let's take a look at what happened on the last play.
I saw a couple of the trainers smiling. Usually if that's the case, there's not a whole lot of concern when your quarterback's down on the turf.
That's a good sign. Jenkins throws the ball there. No one's near him.
I think he might have been a little rattled from the previous play.
Yeah. Took a hit on the previous play.
And at that time, you're trying to just get the play call off thinking you're going to be okay, and then finally you realize,
yeah, I'm
a little uncomfortable at the moment.
Yeah, and FIU played fast after that play. So this is where he ran the ball himself, took a big hit right here. Not a huge hit, but had some contact there. Yeah, looked like he got stepped on there possibly. Hit in an area you don't want to get hit.
So Joe Pasansky will come in as Jenkins tries to recalibrate himself. And so Pasansky, the redshirt senior from Tampa, they said he'll be a great football coach someday. He's a dude's dude. Well, now can this dude keep this offense rolling here with Owens in the backfield? And they're going to let him pass. Pasansky, how about that? A dart across the middle of the field, steps right onto the field. First throw of the game and stitches the jersey. 18-yard completion.
You talk about having guts. Right off the bench, ripping the football across the middle of the field. Wow.
And that was Eric Nelson as Owens gets tripped up. 7-yard run for him, but Pasansky, not even a practice swing.
Yeah, Jordan, you called him a dude as he came in. I think you're right. What a throw.
It's Owens again, nothing going there. That'll be a loss actually as Brantley was right there. And then a couple of flags come out, and this looks like it's going to be against FIU. This might have been a punch coming from McNeil as you saw Thomas Anderson holding his helmet. 4 flags immediately, and McNeil already running to the sideline. Let's take a look.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. Here's how it started.
After the play was over,
There's 7.
Sportsmanlike conduct. Offense, number 7, his first of the game. 15-yard penalty. The down counts. 3rd down.
And that's a killer right there, Adam.
A terrible penalty. There's momentum on offense. Your backup QB comes in and gets you all the way down the field. And then to throw a punch like that is selfish by McNeil. You cannot do it. It hurts your team and now puts them way behind the sticks when there was tons of momentum on offense as Jenkins now comes back in the game at quarterback.
The redshirt freshman, he's been banged up. He's, quote, back healthy. It'll be interesting to see if and when he gets back in the game. The 15-yard penalty for the unsportsmanlike conduct now makes it 3rd and 19, and you were right on the fringe of the red zone.
You had a 3rd down and very manageable.
Jenkins back in the game, down the middle of the field, sails the pass, was looking for Eric Nelson. And now at 4th and 19, you're in an awkward spot of the field as well, too.
Jenkins coming right off the bench on a 3rd down and 19 situation because of the penalty. A little bit banged up, not the situation you want your quarterback to be in. Not a ton of places to go. And Jenkins sails the throw, had his receiver open, Nelson, but too high. And Jordan, they're in 3rd down in manageable situation, probably in a position where it could be 4-down territory.
Now, my question here, you've got the wind to your back. Noah Grant has kicked a 51-yard field goal this season. Do you aim to try and look for about a 55-yarder here possibly? And a flag comes in for delay of game, and that will back them up.
I think it's too
Delay
far.
game. Kicking team. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Yeah, that's an intentional delay of game from FIU because they're going to punt this football away, give themselves more space to punt the ball and pin them deep. I think it's too far to kick the field goal. And you also risk having to kick the ball low because it's so far and risk the blocked kick that Missouri State blocked the kick a field goal last game. I think it's the right choice by Willie Simmons. But again, should not even be in this situation if it wasn't for the 15-yard penalty.
You could argue that that penalty by Kyle McNeil took points off the board for FIU, a game in which they trailed by 1 possession. End-over-end kick, that is going to sail well into the end zone, not even close. And so after all of that, Missouri State will take over and have decent field position. The Bears try to extend their lead when we come back. Time now for our keys to the game, brought to you by Carvana as we take a look at these.
Yeah, FIU needed to force a turnover in this game. They have not so far, and that's allowed Missouri State to keep the lead. Then Missouri State has limited FIU to only 1 play of over 20 yards. That's why they have the lead right now. But this FIU defense that has 9 turnovers this season would be a great time to get one right here. Down 7 points. You just had a bad play happen on offense with the penalty. This is where your defense, the leaders, Johnny Chaney, have to step up and make a play in the backfield. Try to force a turnover right here. Should be stripping at the football when you make a tackle.
Green is the tailback for Missouri State. They give it to him, wide open hole, and gets finally tackled. Almost busted that one open, but a 10-yard gain. And credit this Missouri State offensive line for the work they put in here in the second half.
Ramon Green runs with so much explosiveness and authority. It's a good block there by Boubet, number 51, in space, and Green reads it perfectly for the first down.
It was Josiah McGrew that saved maybe another 20 yards on that carry, but it's still 1st and 10 once again for the Bears. They go to Green again. Green this time picks up about 5 yards. And mark it 6, but again, you mentioned the explosiveness as soon as he gets the rock.
Yeah, watch how Green gets vertical right away once he sees it and explodes through the hole. And then he runs after contact, keeps driving his feet. That's what you want to see. As a head coach, Ryan Beard, you want to see your offensive lineman running and pushing your running back down the field, and Green continuing to chop his legs. That's how you take over a game, by running the football.
Eric Cade, the right tackle, nice job springing open that hole. It's now 2nd and 3. They give it to Green once more, nothing really there. So FIU bowing up on the line of scrimmage. A 1-yard loss as Celestine came in.
Now this is the 3rd down situation FIU needed right here. Get Missouri State in 3rd down, get a stop, and get off the field. Keegan Davis, number 44, for this FIU defense. Javon Dewitt. Got to get Keegan Davis one-on-one against the tackle and get him in the backfield. Let's see where he lines up. He's the best pass rusher on this FIU defense.
We haven't seen them bring more than 4 on too many occasions. FIU with their pressure, usually getting home with 4-man rushes. They go with 4 once again. Clark, oh, nearly intercepted. Mr. Clark almost dug it out, but it's going to be 4th and 4, and the punt team comes out.
Big time play by Mr. Clark at his nickel spot, playing one-on-one against the receiver. This is a huge 3rd down play. Clark gets his hands in front of it. It's not a great throw by Jacob Clark, but that's the stop FIU needed. Complimentary football. Your offense doesn't get it done. Your defense comes right out and gets a nice stop.
McDonald spiraling punt. Fair catch called for, and a clean operation on the 34-yard punt. So FIU will come back onto the field. Jean-Pierre doing an excellent job of just securing the football. That was a bit of a gamble in the first quarter.
It's a good job by him fielding the punt and not allowing it to roll and lose yardage. So it was a risky catch, but a good job securing it.
Always a lot of action happening in Conference USA as we check out some news and notes. Jacksonville State, 200-plus rush yards in 6 straight games. It's the 2nd longest streak in FBS this season. Then Western Kentucky, how about this? 8 different players with games of 10 catches and 100 yards. And then Kennesaw State, maybe the greatest story in the conference this year. First season of being bowl eligible. They're sitting at 6 and 2 now. FIU, the give on the ground, muddled up once again. Carey met a wall of defenders.
Yeah, this is the biggest drive in the ballgame we've had so far. FIU got that stop they needed. If I'm Willie Simmons, I'm telling my offense on the sideline, no penalties on this drive. Challenge your offense and say, we cannot have mistakes. Right back in this game if you get a touchdown here. I'd like to see him target Alex Perry, their star receiver, who's been somewhat quiet, had a big play in this game. Bottom of the screen, got to get your best players involved.
They fake the handoff. This time they go to Anderson on the outside. Well defended on the perimeter. It's Dunbar that was draped all over him. Long throw to the perimeter to Anderson, and Dunbar didn't bite.
Dunbar is such a good defender at his corner spot. He's long, 6 foot, has long arms. Good job making contact there on the throw, forcing the incompletion. Now another critical third down play here. Missouri State likes to bring 4 only and play coverage on the back end. See only 4 guys on the line of scrimmage.
Tight coverage on the bottom of the screen against Perry. Nowhere to go. Jenkins. Oh, he was swarmed. A pack of bears all over him. It's a 7-yard loss. And how about Tony, the first one to maul him?
A great play by Tony. Also Dietland on the edge as well. Watch number 43, number 50 coming around. Man, all the defensive linemen from Missouri State on the back end there. Watch these guys, the defensive ends coming around. Also the penetration from the inside. Everyone's getting home to the quarterback. Basically a 3-man sack there. There's nothing for Jenkins to do.
Tony got the leverage and just bull rushed that right tackle right into the lap of Jenkins. So now a punt coming from Will Hoyt once again. Johnson set to receive. Johnson backpedaling, avoids the first tackle, changes direction, gets to the outside. He's got a block. Trying to redirect some traffic, cuts it back upfield before he's spun at the 30-yard line. So a 51-yard punt. A lot of effort on the 5-yard return.
A nice return by Johnson here, trying to make a play happen. First of all, good job fielding the punt, securing the catch. Nice blocks downfield by his punt return team. Picking up some nice yardage for this Missouri State offense.
So 7 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Missouri State, the only team to score here in the third. It was a nice drive by Clark, connecting with Cope a couple of times. Lawrence is the back. They motion down Robinson. Clark, clean pocket. This time has to escape, trying to outrun the defenders. And again, those long strides carry him to safety of the sideline. It's a 4-yard run, and that's the end of the third quarter. Missouri State leads by 7, looking for their first ever win at home against an F program. That's the end of the third quarter. 21-14 lead, Missouri State. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Geico. Let's take a look at the game summary brought to you by the Air National Guard. And Adam, really the difference in this one, the self-inflicted wounds by the Panthers. 2 turnovers that they were responsible for, plus 7 penalties for 70 yards.
Yeah, FIU's played pretty well at times. 24 minutes time of possession, really controlling the game when they have the ball in offense, but it's been those penalties. A critical one on the last drive in the red zone, field goal range, get a 15-yard penalty that then forces them to punt the football. It's been those mistakes that are the reason they're down 7 points right now.
FIU 0-2 this season when they don't force a turnover. Now it's 2nd and 6 for Jacob Clark and the crew. Shamari Lawrence is the back. Clark earlier this evening became the school's all-time leader in touchdown throws. Here's Lawrence squeezing his way forward through a tiny hole. 4-yard run makes it 3rd and manageable.
If you're Javon Dewitt right now, FIU defensive coordinator, you got to think about causing some havoc here on 3rd down. 3rd and 2, got to load the box, stop the run, and if Jacob Clark throws, make the picture really messy for him. No clean looks this is where you can try to force a turnover if you're this FIU defense.
3rd and 2, and you have to wonder for Missouri State. You're inching near that 4-down territory, but it's going to be Clark out of the shotgun. Lawrence the back. They give it to Lawrence once more. Going to be short. Busting through the line. Agunloye once again making a critical play.
Yeah, Agunloye, number 19. Great play by him. Shedding blocks on the inside. Watch number 19. Comes inside. Extends this run. Also great play by Courtney, number 11, the linebacker. Man, and I think that's a tackle for loss. If Missouri State gained 1 yard there, I think they probably go for it on 4th and 1, but instead, 4th and a long 2, and they got a punt.
Here's the punt. Jean-Pierre back to receive, calls for the fair catch. And so the FIU defense getting off the field on 3rd and 2. The tackle for a loss, and then after the 39-yard punt, it's going to be up to Kewan Jenkins to try and manufacture a scoring drive here to start the 4th quarter, try and tie this thing up.
And that's the second stop now that this FIU defense got for their offense. The last time this offense stalled after a 15-yard penalty.
Jenkins this evening, 13 of 20, 135 yards, 2 touchdowns. We mentioned it before, the only turnovers were Jenkins having the ball slip out of his hands in the 1st quarter, and then the muff punt by FIU. The run here on 1st down, it's Owens. 4-yard gain. And for the back that averages 117 yards per game, he is still at under 60 yards as we begin this 4th quarter.
Good run on 1st down for FIU. This would be a great spot if I'm Willie Simmons to take a shot down the field. You just ran the ball pretty well. You're in a favorable position. Trying to find your star receiver, Alex Perry. Push the ball down the field right here.
2nd and 6. Jenkins communicating to his line here. They fake the run. They toss it to the outside as Jean-Pierre. Excellent run after the catch, and that'll move the chains for a 14-yard completion.
It's a nice accurate throw by Jenkins off the run pass option. He has an option to hand this off or throw it if it's there. Good read, a nice accurate throw.
They hasten the pace. They swing it outside. And it's Owens. Not much going there. In fact, a 2-yard loss as he caught it behind the line of scrimmage and couldn't get past.
And this Missouri State defense is suffocating the line of scrimmage right now of this FIU offense, suffocating the offensive line right there. A tackle for loss. FIU's got to push this ball down the field, loosen up this defense a little bit. You got these Missouri State safeties playing at 9 yards and not respecting the deep ball.
Corners giving some room to the receivers on the outside. Jenkins going through his progression, tries to throw it into a tight window, busted up. Dylan Dixon, who's the hero in overtime against New Mexico State last week, forces 3rd and 12.
Dixon's such a good player at this nickel spot, outside linebacker spot, in zone coverage, drives on the football perfectly for the pass breakup.
So plenty of time left here in this 4th quarter. Over 12 minutes left as Carey comes back onto the field.
And this is where Devon Townley, star pass rusher for Missouri State, who had a huge game last week with 2 sacks, can get home to the quarterback and really tee off on 3rd down and long.
They go to the ground, actually, and this time it's Carey trying to get to the outside, wrestled down. And now you have to wonder if this was some 4-down thinking here after the 8-yard gain.
Yeah, and I think here you're in a position where you got to go. It's 4th down and 4 now. Good run here on 3rd down and long. Pretty conservative call, but ends up working out for him where they get a big pickup. It's a good run by Carey to get a few yards and put you in a manageable position. This is a gotta go for a spot for Willie Simmons, down 7 points.
Do you keep the ball in Jenkins' hands and give him a run pass option?
You have to. Jenkins has to have the football here. Get him out of the pocket where he has a chance to run it or throw it.
FIU 2 of 2 on 4th down. Jenkins gonna toss it out. Feels the pressure. Broken up. Turnover on downs. How about Kanye Young? Kanye delivering some 808s and heartbreaks there on defense.
It's a great coverage job here by Kanye Young. Watch number 44, the linebacker here, playing man coverage against the running back carry. There's Kanye Young, drives on it, gets the pass break up. This Missouri State defense with another huge stop.
Work is presented by Geico. Missouri State with a 7-point lead, 11:25 left in this ball game, and they're getting ready to put their dukes up and deliver a haymaker on this drive because the defense set up the offense.
It was a great play by Kanye Young at his middle linebacker spot. He's one-on-one in coverage against Anthony Carey, the running back. And Kanye Young able to run with him step by step and get a big breakup on 4th down. If I'm Missouri State here, you got a chance to end this game or make it tough to come back. I go play action shot right here.
Clark under center. They toss it to Lawrence. Oh, it's a reverse. They want to have a little bit of magic here themselves. It's Johnson with a convoy in front of him. Johnson cutting it upfield, tackled from behind, but a huge gain. Then the ball comes out, and it seems like FIU has pounced on it. Started off as a treat, ends up as a trick, and the Panthers might have taken possession.
What a sequence of events. Missouri State goes with the trick play to try to put a dagger in this game. It's a reverse play. Samari Lawrence going to get the handoff and then come around and toss it to his receiver. Good toss by Lawrence. And Johnson now in open field. See everyone blocking downfield. Jacob Clark's getting a block for him. It's a great play call, but got to have good ball security. And that's Johnny Chaney who makes a play. The linebacker stripping the football. Let's see, was he down? No, that ball is out. That's a fumble in the turning point in this game that FIU needed on defense. What a job to cause the turnover right there.
How about Brian Blades was blocked out of bounds and still hustles back to scoop up the ball. And of course, Brian Blades the second, the son of Brian Blades, who was a Miami wide receiver, 2-time national champion. Second-round pick of the Seahawks in '88, made to the Pro Bowl in '89. Had a brother, Benny Blades, who's an All-American at Miami in that same national championship team. Was an All-Pro safety. And the lineage continues in the family as Owens doesn't get much there. They talked about how well Blades has been playing as of late. He's been healthy and he's been a force to be reckoned with. And now it's 2nd and 10 as you continue to credit this defensive front for Missouri State. And look at this, you've got Pasansky in at quarterback once again. We said the dudes that was comfortable throwing it initially. They go to Owens. 4-yard gain sets up 3rd down.
You know, FIU has just not challenged this secondary down the field of Missouri State's in the second half. Missouri State's playing 7-8 guys at the line of scrimmage, suffocating this run game, and FIU hasn't pushed the ball down the field. They're going to have to right here. Alex Perry has to be the guy. Got to scheme up your best play to get number 4 involved. He's on the bottom of the screen here.
So Pasansky on 3rd down, no word on Kewan Jenkins, but Pasansky has time, steps up, delivers it outside the strike zone, was looking for Anderson. And again, the tight coverage as it was Thomas Anderson defending also.
It's just not a great drive by play caller Willie Simmons here for FIU. You got your backup quarterback in because Jenkins is on the sideline, run it 2 times, get stuffed, and then just go drop back on 3rd down. That was a huge drive in this game. Your defense gets the turnover you desperately needed. Now you got to punt out of your own end zone. Would have loved to see him push the ball down the field on 1st or 2nd down right there.
Yeah, we haven't seen as much creativity from this offense that we saw in the first half where we had a fake punt and were able to sustain some of these drives, just a couple of 3-and-outs that have fizzled out. So here is the catch made. A lot of contact by Johnson. It's a 38-yard punt. So Missouri State turned it over their last time they had it. They'll take over when we come back with a chance to extend this lead.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Geico. Switch and save. Get more with Geico. by Verizon and by Ram Trucks. Nothing stops Ram.
7-point lead for Missouri State, and the question for FIU, Kewan Jenkins did not play in that last series, and he's throwing the ball on the sideline right now. And he's had a solid game throwing the ball so far, 15 of 24, 147 yards, 2 touchdowns, but it was the backup Pasansky that was in that last series. That was a quick 3 and out. It was a short punt, and now Jacob Clark and Missouri State take over. Under center once again, the handoff, and Lawrence gets driven backwards. Brought back into the depths by Sterling, just a 1-yard gain. Credit both defensive units.
FIU's defense has gotten stops this half and given their offense a chance. This FIU offense just hasn't been able to move the ball. If I'm Missouri State right here, head coach Ryan Beard, play caller Nick Petrino, I'm staying aggressive. You gotta be aggressive here and try to get more points on the board. You're not even really thinking that much about chewing clock. It is points, points, points. I'd like to see him take a shot at some point on this drive down the field.
2nd and 9, Clark goes back to the gun. Lawrence is the back. And up to Lawrence again, has a nice little hole, gets to the second level, avoids the tackle. Lawrence in the open field, 1 man to beat. Lawrence struck down inside the 10-yard line. 42-yard gain. Shamari Lawrence against his former team. A little slow to get up, though, as he is still going to lay down on the turf. But one more look at the run.
Can you tell this game is personal for Shamari Lawrence? Watch how he runs, breaks a tackle. Great job using the vision to cut that ball on the inside. And after contact, yards after contact, he's got such good balance, vision, speed, and then has the physicality to finish the run against his former team. He's down on the field right now. Hope he's okay, but man, over 100 yards with that run tonight. What a game by Shamari Lawrence.
Season high, 104 yards for him. Also a season high 2 touchdowns in a game. Fitting that he does it against his former team. And we asked the coaching staff, is this one of those situations where, hey, nameless, faceless opponent, no matter what? They said, no. This game means a lot for him, and he's played his best game of the year against his former teammates.
And head coach Ryan Beard told us, I hope Shamari Lawrence is emotional about this game because Shamari's better when he's emotional. And man, you can tell this game means a lot to him, and he certainly played like it.
Now 1st and goal for the Bears from the FIU 8-yard line.
Now in this situation, you do want to start chewing clock here. Keep this football on the ground. Got no running backs in the backfield. See if they motion one back.
It's Green in motion. They fake the handoff to him. Clark tosses it. Robinson sprinting to the end zone, and the Bears score once again. Jamarie Robinson, 2nd touchdown of the night for him.
It's a really creative play call by Nick Petrino. Good job using motion to confuse the defense. Here's Robinson. He's going to come across on a flat route, but there's another guy coming in motion across the other way. A lot of misdirection confuses the defense and the linebackers of FIU. Good accurate throw by Jacob Clark to Robinson for the touchdown.
So Robinson, 5 catches, 42 yards, 2 touchdowns, had just 1 touchdown on the season coming in. And a blistering pace, 3 plays, 51 yards, just a minute and 24 seconds. But it's Jacob Clark and Robinson, the perfect pairing as they build a 2-touchdown lead.
Unbeaten, Ohio State, Indiana, both playing really well in the Big Ten. Navy and Blake Horvath playing well, their star quarterback. We have a lot of their games right here on CBS Sports Network. Gonna be fun, Jordan. See how it plays out.
November is always so chaotic, and I'm here to watch all of the mess coming up here in a couple of weeks. But now it's FIU that finds themselves in the mess. They trail by 2. Here's John Pierre taking it out from about the 7-yard line, returns about the 25-yard line. But this has been the story of the game here in the second half. A drive chart that looks like this, unfortunately, for the Panthers. Punt, 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 turnover on downs, then yet another punt.
Yeah, FIU hasn't crossed midfield here in the second half. When you look at just only a few plays each drive, only a couple minutes in time of possession. It's been because they haven't been able to push the ball down the field in the passing game, which then has stuffed the run game completely. Missouri State's been able to play the run, and that's done a great job on defense.
Pasansky is still the quarterback, so no update on Kewan Jenkins. So the backup quarterback, Pasansky, that has yet to throw a touchdown pass this season, will be tasked with trying to get the Panthers back into this one late in the fourth quarter. So rush on the ground. Anthony Carey, 8-yard gain.
Now FIU's got to go tempo here. You got to play fast on offense. Push the ball down the field. This is not take your time territory, and they're moving slow right now.
I was just about to say, there's still enough time in this game with your timeouts. If you can score here quickly.
You don't need to go warp speed, but you got to have some urgency on offense here because time is going to become an issue really quick.
2nd and 2, under 7:45 left. The handoff again to Carey, worming his way forward for the first down. They'll move the chains, temporarily stop the clock after the 4-yard gain.
Great run by Carey. Watch him keep his balance here as he gets through the hole to pick up a few extra yards. Gets through contact, spin move right there. Good job of body control and physicality by the sophomore running back.
They treat him as a starter, they say. They mention his explosiveness. Play action. Pasansky avoids the sack and just chucks it away. Heads up play by the redshirt senior.
It's a veteran play by Pasansky there in the pocket to feel the pressure and not panic, throw the football away, stop the clock, and play the next down. Avoid a turnover at all costs.
Pasansky 6'4", 220. Jenkins 6 foot 190. So a little bit more heft at the quarterback position here for FIU.
In these moments where you need a big play, it's about players, not plays. Alex Perry, their star, 6'5" wideout. The best player on this FIU offense, one of the best players. Transfer from Hawaii, got to get him involved.
Perry has not had a target this second half. Pasansky, this time they go to Anderson, no luck, and that's about the 3rd attempt. They haven't been able to convert to him here in the second half.
It's a good route by Anderson. Gets some separation at the end of this route. The throw was a little bit off. And Anderson, tough ball to catch, but got to come up with it in that moment. And Pasansky in the pocket takes a big hit after from Tony at defensive line. Good job getting pressure in the backfield on the quarterback.
Yeah, he saw the pressure. He couldn't really step into that throw quite much. That front leg didn't take much of a step. So now it's 3rd and 10. And FIU is 0 for 5 on 3rd down here in the second half. And starting another long one. Play clock winding down as well, too. And a flag comes in. It's a delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
8th penalty of this game for the Panthers.
And so many self-inflicted wounds for this FIU team. Drive after drive after drive have been mistakes that put them behind the chains that have hurt their program. 3rd down and 10 is a lot different than 3rd and 15, especially in a gotta-have-it situation. Right here, FIU's in 4-down territory. You gotta get half the distance here. Gotta get the 3rd down to 4th down in 7, 8, where you give yourself a chance to pick it up on 4th down.
Do you throw it here on 3rd and 15, or do you try to run it just to make it manageable on 4th down?
I think you gotta throw it. It's too long.
Does Missouri State bring pressure? No, they rush 3, drop 8. Pasansky, it's deflected, and now it's 4th and 15. McNeil irate as he heads to the sideline. He thought he was open.
Thomas Anderson gets the deflection, the corner. Another huge play for him. Excuse me, that was Kanye Young who tipped it up in the air. Man, the middle linebacker dropping into coverage. Great job. And a good stop there by Missouri State because it's 3rd down and 15. Now 4th and 15. It's too long for FIU to go for it. You almost have to punt here. If it was 4th and 10, they're probably going for it. But now 4th and 15, you really don't have another choice because it's such a drastic percentage, low percentage, that you would actually get it.
That's why I wonder, do you run the ball on 3rd and 15? You know, that playbook completely changes when you have to convert 4th and 10, 4th and 11 versus 4th and 15. So the 48-yard punt gives the ball back to Missouri State. They lead by 2 scores, 6:48. They're on the verge of their 3rd straight win. and looking for their first ever home win against an FBS program. And a big reason for that, Shamari Lawrence with the best night of the season for him so far.
Yeah, Lawrence has been absolutely electric running the football. He's done it between the tackles. He's done it out in space. He's used physicality. Also the deceptive speed, man. He can roll once he gets going. He's a physical runner, lowers his pads, can make guys miss. Really impressive night by Shamari Lawrence going against his former teammates.
Green is the back. Keep in mind, Lawrence headed to the sideline after his last long run. It's just a 1-yard gain, makes it 2nd and 9. Both teams with all 3 timeouts remaining, but now if you're Missouri State, you want a pedestrian pace.
Yeah, Missouri State should be going slow here, snapping this ball with 3 seconds or less on the play clock to as much as you can right here. And FIU, 3 timeouts, but they're down 2 touchdowns. So you want to get a stop here without using your timeouts. If Missouri State gets a first down, then the timeouts come into play.
2nd and 9. They fake the handoff, a deflection from this defensive front 7. And looked like Sterling came down into the box and got a hand on it.
Man, if you're Missouri State, I don't know why you're throwing the football right here. You're up by 2 touchdowns. It's a risky play, almost a turnover, interception. Also stops the clock now. I mean, I'd be keeping the ball on the ground if I'm Ryan Beard, Nick Petrino, the offensive play caller right here.
3rd and 9. Are you going to go for the first down here or just try to run it potentially?
You got to hand this football off. Missouri State's got 2 running backs in the backfield right here. Then you got to hand this off and chew the clock.
It's Green and Lair. They're going to throw it. They go for the screen. Ball's deflected in the air. 2 very dangerous back-to-back plays. And Adam, the clock stopped after both of those. That barely took any time.
That is the wrong decision by Ryan Beard. You cannot throw the ball 2 plays in a row when you're up by 2 touchdowns and you got a true clock. And this is almost an interception. I mean, that could have been a pick 6. It's a risky play, almost 7 points going the other way. Not well managed by Ryan Beard or play caller Nick Petrino there. You should have ran the ball 3 plays in a row and punted it away.
Jean-Pierre back to receive the McDonald punt. Jean-Pierre nearly slips and immediately met. He is crunched. No thoughts of a return there. It's a 40-yard punt. And that is Anderson screaming down the field, making the play.
Good job by Jean-Pierre holding on to this punt. He takes a huge hit. He's falling backwards. Not the spot you want to be in as a punt returner, slipping. You used to punt return back in your day, right?
No, I never did that. Okay. I always chased after the punt returners.
You weren't athletic enough to be back there?
I wasn't courageous enough at the time to return the punts. But how about the season turnaround for Missouri State? Tough opening game on the road at USC, but then over the last 4 games, 3-1, averaging over 27 points per game, but they're holding opponents to under 19 per game. It's been the defense that's really stepped up. Pasansky still in at quarterback, drops back, wants to air it out. They're going for Perry and overshoots. Their ex-receiver had an opportunity there.
Now, I like the play call of getting Alex Perry one-on-one and trying to give your star receiver a shot down the field. I've been calling for it all half. It's a good job by Perry. He beats the defensive back. Pasansky's got to give him a chance to make a play on the football. You'd rather almost underthrow that a little bit and let your receiver try to make a play. He had him.
That ball landed out of bounds. You almost do want to just lead him a little bit more closer to the numbers as well. And so for Perry, he'll step off and refuel a little bit after the long sprint. And now 2nd and 10. Pasansky to pass again. Catches the slant route. Collision made. Still running. And a terrific effort by Jean-Pierre. And that's a 22-yard completion, and we have got a defender down on the field right now, and that looks to be Christian Ford. Took a big-time collision.
Yeah, here's Jean-Pierre on the slant route. Watch the linebackers step up. They're going to hit the route right behind it. Jean-Pierre with a good route, comes right inside, and a nice accurate throw by Pasansky for the first down. That was a big chunk play FIU needed.
Yeah, Christian Ford laid the hit. You see he takes the brunt of it with his shoulder, holding that left arm as he is now on the turf, and he is helped off the field quickly. And the sophomore, who's made several key plays this evening, will head off the field.
You think about how Missouri State gave FIU life by that last drive they had on offense. I mean, FIU got the ball back after having to punt it away with only about 30 seconds shoot off the clock, 45 seconds to a minute. So FIU right back in this ball game and a huge first down right there. Now there's some momentum in life for FIU, and Missouri State could have taken a lot more time off this clock.
As you know, for Pasansky, the backup quarterback, yes, you're getting reps in practice, but nothing replicates live action. The longer he plays, the more in rhythm he starts to get into.
It's a great point. He's looking in rhythm right now. The timing of his throws, getting the ball out quickly. It's been really accurate with his passes as well.
1st and 10 from the Missouri State 42. Pasansky rolling out, extending it, looking down the field. Dialed in is John Pierre once again, and a flag comes in late as well. So a 19-yard completion, and the dude's dude is starting to feel himself.
After the play was over, personal foul, late hit out of bounds. Defense, number 44. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
It's against Kanye Young, and this really helps out FIU.
Really good play design here to put the running back Anthony Carey in the flat. That pulls up the linebacker in the corner for Missouri State, and John Pierre comes right behind it for the big play. Then the extra late hit tacked on. Ryan Beard cannot believe the sequence of events he's seeing right now. Jordan, credit Pasansky for the way he's playing. Great accurate throw on the run right there.
He's heating up. John Pierre on the sideline being tended to. They fake the run. They toss it off to the tight end, Dallas Payne, who has a score earlier in this game, just a 2-yard completion. Now under 5 minutes left in this game. FIU with all 3 timeouts remaining still.
Yeah, FIU don't use the timeouts yet, but gotta play faster, taking way too much time right now. I mean, they're huddling up. There's no reason to be huddling right now on offense. Gotta be playing much, much faster than this.
And you hear Pasansky, he's trying to get the call in.
And you can't use your timeout because you're gonna need these 3 timeouts to get a stop.
So play clock is at 13 as they try to get lined up. Usually the playbook changes quite a bit here in the red zone. It's the little shovel quick ahead, nothing going. And that was Stone that got pinballed for just a 3-yard gain.
You got to go here. You got to get lined up and snap this football within 15 seconds. It's a good job rallying to the football here by Missouri State's defense. So McGuire Neal, the safety, came down for the big hit. FIU just going way too slow on offense here. Pasansky's got to get these guys lined up. I mean, they're taking 30 seconds off the clock between plays here.
And they're even getting substitutions in. Positioning and alignment still late. It's 3rd and 4. Play clock at 12. Stone in motion. Owens is the back. Pasansky rolling to his back, has 3 options. Looks for Stone, and it's a touchdown. 5-yard touchdown throw from Pasansky, his first of the season. Stone with his first touchdown catch. And I guess the patience is rewarded here, Adam.
It's a really good throw by Pasansky on the move to Stone in the flat. Watch Stone here come in motion and just use the speed to get on the perimeter. Here's Stone. He's going to run right here into the flat. These receivers run off. It's a good job of execution. As soon as Pasansky sees it, throws a good football right to the corner of the end zone.
Chance to make it a 7-point game. Grant the extra point. It's through, and we have got a 1-possession game with 3:29 left here in the 4th quarter, partner.
And Missouri State gave a ton of momentum to FIU by throwing the football on their drive on offense, not chewing any of the clock. FIU with a great job coming down the field, putting a drive together. They used too much time, but Pasansky, when it mattered the most, made a good throw to get in the end zone. Now FIU down 7 points. You're not doing an onside kick here yet. You got 3 timeouts. You need to get a stop on defense. Burn your timeouts and get the football back. You see Pasansky's fired up on the sideline, giving some words of wisdom to his teammates.
And here's where things get interesting. If you're Missouri State, you want to chew clock or force FIU to use these timeouts. So you're thinking go to the ground. FIU defensively, you're going to start loading the box in the first couple of downs until it's an obvious passing down.
Yeah, the decision for Ryan Beard and Nick Petrino from Missouri State will be at what point, if any, do you throw the ball on this drive? If it's 3rd down and 5, do you throw it and try to end the game with that throw?
And it looks like right now, Missouri State, they have almost a pseudo hands team look as everyone's bunched up within a 10-yard area. Waiting to see how FIU breaks this huddle here. Is FIU going to try and surprise them with a surprise onside kick, or will they give it an honest attempt?
If I'm Willie Simmons, I'm kicking this deep. It wouldn't shock me if they did go onside kick here. But with 3 timeouts, 3:29 left, I think you kick this deep, play defense. Your defense has been playing well. Plus, you got the 2-minute timeout.
With all that green space down there, you don't have the normal depth of your blockers. You try to position this a little bit. And it's a line drive. And it's fielded somewhat cleanly at about the 13-yard line.
Yeah, you don't want to go down there, though.
Stops the clock. So Dash Luke just wanted to make sure to secure the catch, as that ball was a bit of a knuckleball.
Yeah, if you're Dash Luke, you don't want to go down on the ground right there, and now your offense has the ball, but securing it better than anything else. Securing the football. Good little squib kick there by FIU.
3:28 left. Both teams with all 3 timeouts. Missouri State on their own 14. They go to the ground, trying to fight through is Connor Lair. Keep in mind, Shamari Lawrence, who's got over 100 yards, still on the sideline after he took a hard hit on the end of a run. So they've got Green and Lair as their backs right now. That was just a 2-yard gain, makes it 2nd and 8.
And now FIU gonna hold their timeouts right here until you get closer to the 2-minute timeout. In case they give up a first down here, they want to reserve those timeouts. I think it's the right call from a clock management standpoint. Now Jacob Clark got to wait to snap this ball till you got 1 second on the play clock.
2nd and 8, play clock at 5. They snap it late. It's a give to Lair once again. Dives forward. 5-yard gain. That'll make it 3rd and 3. And now Missouri State can let this run all the way to the 2-minute timeout.
See, I think right there is where FIU should have used their timeout before the 2-minute timeout. But they're going to let this thing go down and hold on to these 3 timeouts. It's the conservative play just in case Missouri State gets this first down right here. Then you have the 3 timeouts after this 2-minute timeout.
3rd and 3. We've talked about Connor Lair. Defeated stage 4 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Everything that this team asks of him, he does, and he might be asked to get a first down here. So don't go anywhere. 2-minute timeout. 1 possession game. Springfield, Missouri. Wednesday football. What else could you ask for? 2 minutes left. Missouri State leads by 7, 3rd and 3 on their own 21. Time now for the Geico play of the game, and this was the record breaker. Jacob Clark, touchdown pass number 48. He hits Robinson in the corner, the first of 2 touchdowns on the night for both of them. This would break the record, and then later on, Jacob Clark would tag on another one and push it to 49 career touchdown passes.
Now huge 3rd down here. Missouri State got to keep this ball on the ground. Can't throw it here. Got to run it and make FIU use that last timeout. If FIU gets to stop, got to use their timeout as soon as the stop is made.
3rd and 3. Green is the back. They motion 2 tight ends over. Askren back to the other side of the formation.
Trying to draw him off sides.
Yeah, I was about to say, a little bit of smoke and mirrors right there in Missouri State. They can afford to call a timeout. FIU doesn't fall for it.
Yeah, it's a heads-up play. Nice call by Ryan Beard, head coach, to try to draw FIU off sides. FIU's had penalties all game, so you're thinking maybe they'll be undisciplined and jump off sides. A lot of motion here. See the cadence by Jacob Clark, bobbing his head a little bit, trying to get FIU to jump off sides, but good job being disciplined by this FIU defense.
So it remains 3rd and 3. FIU holding their water there. Now, let me ask you something. If you're Missouri State, do you try it again here with 2 timeouts?
I think 1 and done. 1 and done, and you run the football right here. The question for Nick Petrino, Ryan Beard, is do you maybe go play action here with FIU loading the box? I think the answer is no, you should run the ball, but that's the dilemma play callers have in these situations. Look at all the guys that FIU has in the box right now. There's 11 guys.
Green's the back. Clark under center. Lair in the fullback position. They're going to throw a two-way option. The pass is caught, and it's complete. Robinson with the completion. 5-yard gain and a first down.
Gutsy call by offensive coordinator Nick Petrino. 3rd down and 3 in a situation where everyone, including me, thinks you need to run it. You go play action. Great throw by Jacob Clark on the run. Good job securing the catch by Robinson.
And now it appears a timeout.
Yeah, FIU needs to call their timeout. I think they thought the ball was out of bounds.
So FIU does call the timeout, but that's not before a handful of seconds tick off the clock after they move the chain. So with 1:43 left, 2 timeouts remaining for FIU.
Yeah, you see Willie Simmons is talking to the referees. He thought Robinson was out of bounds.
Now let's review this. He wants a review because was he out of bounds? Does he touch any part of the field right here? No, he's sitting on the defender still. He's out of bounds.
Yeah, he's out of bounds. The clock should have stopped right there.
To your point, the clock should stop, and FIU should still have 3 timeouts remaining. They rewinded to 1:54, but as of right now, FIU has just 2 timeouts. And clearly you wouldn't call timeout if that defender drags him out of bounds.
Yeah, Willie Simmons clearly thought Robinson was out of bounds. From these angles, Jordan, it looks like he was. Simmons didn't use his timeout and then had to call it a little bit late.
On the snap.
So they rewinded to 1:55. They say the game clock will start on the snap. And I believe they just said that FIU will not be charged
Correct.
the timeout. So kudos to the officiating crew for sorting that out. That's a pivotal play late in the game right here.
Yep, and now these next 3 plays are the ball game. FIU will use their timeouts after these plays. Need to get a stop right here.
FIU gets their timeout back. Clark under center. They hand it off to Lair. Lair tripped up, stays in bounds. Clock continues to run. And now FIU, you figure, will use one of those timeouts after the 4-yard gain.
Gotta call the timeout. It looked like the timeout's coming in a few seconds too late. I mean, like 4 seconds went off the clock there before the timeout was called. Gotta be on top of this. Every second's gonna matter in this ballgame.
Let's check out Missouri State's upcoming schedule as they are trying to march towards their 3rd consecutive win, try and improve to 5-3. Keep in mind they're not bowl eligible this year. It's part of the 2-year transition when you make the jump up to the FBS level. They are on the road at Liberty November 8th, home against UTEP, at Kennesaw State, and then wrap up the regular season at home against Louisiana Tech. So not the easiest schedule down the stretch.
Yeah, what a job Ryan Beer's done. First year at FBS. To be playing at this level with this kind of talent on this team, it's really impressive.
They put 4 seconds back on the clock. So to your point, how quickly are these timeouts getting called and communicated? 2nd and 6 now.
If you're Missouri State, gotta keep the football on the ground here. I like the creativity of the play action on the last couple plays, but right here, gotta run the football and chew the clock, force FIU to call their timeouts.
They hand it off to Lair once more. Lair fighting for yards. Oh, Connor Lair loses the ball. It's on the turf, but he's able to pounce right back on it. Nearly a gift given to FIU, but Connor Lair able to scoop up the fumble.
I mean, the #1 most important thing in this situation is ball security. See Lair kind of dangling that ball around. Need 2 hands on the football right there. Heads up play by Lair to get back on the ball. Right there, jumps right back on it. FIU calls their timeout. Now another huge 3rd down in this game.
What's big, the fumble pushes them back.
Yep. Oh, that was gonna be a first down.
That was close to being a first down, absolutely, but it's now no gain on that carry after it looked like Lair was about to get a first down. So now 3rd and 6. What do you do here if you're Missouri State? Do you run it and force the timeout?
Absolutely run the football right here. Ball is on the ground. Force FIU to call their last timeout. And then if you don't get it, you punt the Ball away to FIU with no timeouts in their hands, with a backup quarterback in the game.
They put a couple more seconds back on the clock. So ideally for FIU, you can cap this run after about 3, 4, 5 seconds, stop the clock with about 1:35, and you'll have no timeouts and a punt coming up.
And the good thing about that play action play call in the last third down is now you got FIU thinking about it. Are they going to go play action here? I think you got to keep the ball on the ground, but the creativity causes the confusion in the defense. FIU loading the box right here with 8 guys.
1:40 left. Missouri State needs a first down, and it's Clark that dives forward. Oh, what a play! The senior Bear diving forward. We'll see if he got it. And they are moving the chains.
What a call. Watch this. It's a fake handoff to the running back, and Clark pulls it himself. No one thinks Jacob Clark's running this football. Great play call. Quarterback keeper. Nice block in space by the tight end Askren. Man, what a call and a gutsy performance by Jacob Clark. And that's going to end this ball game.
What else can you say about this performance? She's a beaut, Clark. He's able to go down and with a courageous play, dive forward, and Missouri State is going to pick up their first ever home win against an FBS program. Ryan Beard has now helped pilot this program to 3 straight wins. Timeout called by FIU with 1:02 left.
Did anyone think Jacob Clark was running the football there on third down? I certainly did.
I didn't have it on my bingo card.
And that's how you know it's a beautiful play call. When no one thinks it's going to happen, you got to give credit to Nick Petrino, offensive coordinator, for the play action call on third down. I thought it was crazy at the time, but if it works, it's a good call. They execute it perfectly. When you got a veteran like Jacob Clark, you trust him to make a play like that. And then what else do you do? Third down, got to have it. You keep the ball in Jacob Clark's hand, even with the banged up knee.
Adam, you had his game last week. He wasn't doing that last week on the road. He was fighting through it at New Mexico State. A gutsy performance helps guide that team to a win in overtime. The coaches said he's got some pop back in his step. Pop relative to Clark, of course. He's able to take the ball, put it in his hands, and secure the first down that's going to ice this one. And on a night where Shamari Lawrence had a career evening, his best year of the night, 104 yards, 2 touchdowns against his former team, it's Clark. And what else can you say about Connor Lair as well, too? Some big-time carries down the stretch here in these last couple of drives.
Yeah, a huge play to get back on his own fumble there. I mean, that saved the game for Missouri State right there. If you're Willie Simmons and FIU, you're going to look at this tape and say there are a lot of opportunities to win this game if it wasn't for the self-inflicted wounds. But how about Ryan Beard, this Missouri State program, first year in FBS, the way they've played with physicality, conviction on offense, the identity they have on defense of making plays happen, getting in the backfield. You know, you think about the teams that have moved up to FBS and have played really well. James Madison, man, I think at Missouri State's the next program in line, and Ryan Beard's a coach we'll be talking about as for a long time in college football.
You called him Mr. October. Beard now 6-0 as a head coach in October. Missouri State improves to 5-3 overall, 3-1 in the Conference USA standings. FIU drops to 1-3 in conference play, 3-5 overall. For Adam Brenneman and our entire CBS crew, I'm Jordan Kent, saying good night from Springfield, Missouri. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Now let's send you back to Brent Stover and the crew in our New York studio.